relax a little while. All right, we're live.
Yeah.
All right, we're good now. That was good.
I killed my desktop audio too when he was like, "Hold up," and I was like, "I'm gonna kill my audio real quick,
Just in case. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, for anyone who's not watching, because I don't think we have many people watching yet, cheers. I'm gonna break over. I only got a few beers, and I kind of broke myself.
How's that?
Yeah. So I think I mentioned I hurt my rib. I don't know if I did. So doing the whole jiu-jitsu thing, I hurt my rib, and I was like, cool, whatever, I'll work with it. So then like last Friday, after the hangout, or was it? Yeah, it was like Friday or Thursday. I didn't mention it, but like I sat down, and I couldn't get back up, and I was like, what is going on? And so I was like, I'll just tough it out, and so I've been dealing with it, and so then I was like, there's no way I can go back to work at Amazon. I gotta get a doctor's note. So I was like, I gotta go to our doctor's note. So I go to get a doctor's note, and I explained to the doctor, and then she kind of freaked out and was like, yeah, we're gonna get you an X-ray. I'm like, okay. So I go get the X-ray. She won't write the doctor's note without it. So there's like this, I forgot the term on the rib. The rib's okay, it'll deal, but I guess on my spine, it's called a spinal wedge on T11. So it's like it's spinal.
It's spinal.
So it's
Spinal.
it's some sort of
back.
It's like where the one side of your spine compresses a little bit, and I guess it's like from impact or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm like fucked for 3 months. I could barely get out of bed. I can walk around and stuff, but like there's not much I can do. Like it fucking hurts.
My dog had that. God rest her soul.
She hurt her back. It was spinal.
Yeah, her spine compressed. Exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, same shit. Because she would, from jumping up and down on this little wall we had.
Yeah.
Eventually compressed her spine. And you do it too much, and then like when it's cold, you're just kind of like frozen.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. They said I'll be fine. I just gotta heal up, and
Dog had that.
that it is 3 months to heal, which is.
You said how'd you do that?
So we were doing hip tosses and stuff.
Yeah.
What the hip toss?
And I was getting thrown around a bit, and I think that's what fucked me up.
That
Was
sounds
it
like something that happens to girls. What happened?
Was it a bigger person throwing you? Here's the thing.
This was
though,
actually someone like my size.
Ghost, you're a pretty big dude, and to have you like the fact that like if you get airborne in any sense and land, it's probably not good for you. And
I mean,
you want to keep your feet on the ground. I don't care.
He was like, "This is how you do it." Oh, what?
Is
What
that
happened?
it is?
Yeah, that's kind of it. So
boy.
fortunately, like this dude was like a purple belt or blue belt or whatever, so he already knows it. So he was just showing. I was kind of the guinea pig, like he showed me. He was showing everyone else how to do it, and I was the example. And then during the practice portion where you're supposed to practice on each other, he just let me keep doing it to him. But I think the damage was done. I was already fucked. I didn't know. I didn't feel it. But then like a couple days later, like I said, I was like, oh, I can't get up from this chair. Something's not good. So now I have an issue with my back temporarily. I mean, honestly, I would power through it if I didn't have Amazon. Like if it was just working at my normal job, I wouldn't. I was like, it'll go away.
Yeah.
But because I needed the doctor's note, and so the doctor gave me, told me I can go back Monday, but I can't lift anything over 10 pounds. So now,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I talked to them today, and they're like, "Well, you're probably not going back to work next week. We got to go through this whole process of figuring out what we got to talk to their people that deal with like accommodations and see what you can do while you're there." So she's like, "That might take a little bit," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll wait." I've been streaming a lot this week because of that. I just been streaming like every night. So I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll have fun streaming, and that's good." Yeah, but like, you know what I was telling my girls? I feel like it's almost in my head. Like, like I won't feel anything. It doesn't hurt, no problem. But then I'll be like, "Oh man, this has got to be in my head," and then I'll turn a little bit or I'll do something. I'm like, "Oh nope, it's there. There's the thing."
Oh, dude. I've been having shit like that recently with back when I got fucking COVID, before COVID was a thing, right? Remember when everybody was sick at the very beginning of 2019. All of us got this deathly illness. It was weird, huh? After that, my lymph nodes would swell up. You ever had that happen?
I haven't. Maybe I have.
Dude,
I know when you feel it right here and it hurts.
Yeah, like all under your jaw, and then there's some behind your ears, and then it'll feel like marbles and shit start swelling up, and that's your lymph nodes trying to heal you. Basically, taking working with your immune system to fucking heal, and they'll swell up and shit. And they ache, man. And ever since that happened, I still feel that ache every once in a while. Like when I turn my head, I'll be like, what's up?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Silver Tim, a chiropractor. You know what?
Dude.
I'll tell you a story about chiropractors.
Oh no.
I don't think
It's fake.
I don't know. Well, I don't necessarily.
Okay,
Here's
Continue.
my thought, and then I'll definitely hear your thought on them. I don't think they're fake. I think they overthink what they actually are. They're not doctors. So, with the sense that they're not doctors. I think that the readjusting sometimes is really helpful, and they can do certain things. But so I got into this car accident. And I T-boned this lady. She ran a red light, and I T-boned her. And then it was right by my work. So then I was like, I'll just, we finished up. I went to work, and then I was like, work for like an hour or two. And I was like, I can't move. So this is not good. So then I called the lawyer immediately because I was like, fuck insurance. This lady ran a red light, and she admitted to it. And she said she was in a hurry. And I was like, screw it, I'm calling a lawyer. So I called a lawyer. And at the time, so they sent me to a chiropractor and a doctor, which happened to be the Chargers doctor and the Chargers chiropractor, which was downtown San Diego. So I started going to this chiropractor, and I went to them for about 5 months, and I had to stop because every time I left the chiropractor, I would be in worse condition than when I went into the fucking chiropractor. Like I would hurt, like it almost like in tears because I couldn't fucking walk.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was bad, dude. And then I just stopped going because I was like, I can't do that anymore. Like it's so, and I kept getting tickets because I was downtown. There's not a lot of parking downtown, so I was like, oh, here's parking. I park, and like I don't know how, but I just ended up with like 6 tickets while I was there. Fucking
damn,
parking
you and tickets in San Diego,
oh my
bro.
god,
Jeez.
dude, it's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just stopped going, and then I just stopped hurting, but. I was like, dude, chiropractic. I mean, I see their point. I think they have some things. I don't think they're the end all be all,
Yeah, well, they say, yeah, exactly. I agree with you. They say this bullshit that they can crack this bone and that bone and it'll cure the flu or depression and shit. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. I crack my neck in the morning.
Yeah.
And
What chiropractors are you? Talking to?
I was
What
gonna
the
say
fuck?
there is a difference in different chiropractors. Like,
No, they do, man. I swear to God, chiropractors claim that certain adjustments cure illness.
That's like
I swear.
that's like acupuncture, where they're like, oh, we're gonna stick you with needles, and your flu is gonna go away. I'm like, sure, buddy.
Chiropractors are like libertarians. There's always gonna be those libertarians who are like, yeah, man, just that thing's be cool. And then there's those other libertarians that are like, the what is it? The legal age should be like null. And you're like, okay, hold on here.
Yeah, Silver Tim, I agree that there's different levels of chiropractors.
I was loaded with smoke, so I couldn't laugh.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so like my chiropractor is down the street from my house. He's just a dude. And he's just like, yeah, crack her back up. Cause like I was having issues. So like when we had to be home and shit, and I had to do my fucking schoolwork and shit, be on here and Zoom all day, and sit here in my fucking the chair that's right next to me, actually, a shitty ass chair. My fucking lower back has been fucked up since I was like 6 or some shit, actually. Since like forever, my whole life, my lower back's been a little issue with me like sitting down, always angled and shit after me and my mom got in this car accident. And so like I was having issues just sitting in regular fucking chairs and shit like that, and it got worse.
Don't grab that mic like that anymore.
Why?
It just doesn't look good.
He's like,
it got worse.
Yeah.
I'll grab the mic like this as much as I want to.
Continue. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So like, but no, so like, and then after the army, I crashed out I fell asleep inside a Bradley, kind of weird. I fell asleep. I woke up, fucking lower back just sucked. Anyways, so having to be sit in this fucking shitty ass chair forever, shit got really bad where I'm like, I have to like stand up and move after about 5 minutes of just being in a chair. My streams, you can see me like constantly moving and shit like that at weird angles. I'm standing a lot more to stream instead. Go to the chiropractor, tell him what's up, lower back. He finds it and he's like, yeah, like where like the little dimple bones that you have in your back. He's like, yeah, your right one is all the way up here. And I was like, oh, that makes sense why I sit like when I drive like angled awkwardly like. So he
his wallet's that thick, that's why.
Yeah. So
right? What the fuck? Dimple bones.
Yeah, okay. So like we're kind of not the dimple bones, but like where like the dimples
I know what
are,
you're
like
talking about. Right above your
ass,
hips, like where your hip.
Yeah, so like it's like the hip bone basically. So basically it was like up here. It made sense. So he fucking would like pop that shit in. I think I saw him 3 or 4 times, and then I'm like, I was good. Like I haven't had much issue there. Like yeah, I get a little sore, but he's like, here. He goes and he popped it up, and then he started working his way up my spine a little bit just to like get that because eventually I was like, okay, now I'm just feeling. Now all my pain is just kind of center of my back, but it's not as bad as my lower back was. So he lined it up and just like pop, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then he's like, all right, do stretches. You'll never have to come back. I'm like, cool. So like, yeah,
that's true. If you always fucking put your leg over in the morning and all that bullshit, it really works.
But yeah,
I will say I'm like good. It's really shitty because I was thoroughly enjoying jiu-jitsu. Like I've been enjoying it, dude. It's fun. It's
did you quit?
No, I just can't go in right now until I get my back in order. So I'm not giving it no 3 months.
You'll get your back in order if you just go in.
Well, I'm gonna wait like a month, maybe a month and a half. I'm gonna still work out.
Wait, did you hurt yourself?
Okay.
Did you hurt yourself badly? Did something happen?
Yeah, that's what I said. I have a spinal wedge on T11 on my spine.
You said that, but I thought that was old news or something. What happened? I thought you were talking about like something that happened forever ago, like my retardedness. It's like, oh yeah, when I was born, they figured out I was retarded.
No, like it just happened. Like last Friday, I couldn't walk and stuff. So like right now, I'm like sitting with a heating pad. I'm taking painkillers and yeah, I fucked myself up pretty good.
Yeah. You fucked yourself up. You should have took Christian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you did say that. You did warn me.
I told you.
You did.
When Nate gets in here, he'll tell you. He'll show you. You don't want jiu-jitsu. Those fuckers are crazy. You want Christian jitsu or Muslim jitsu or Buddhist jitsu is the most calm. You just sit there all day and make noise.
Speaking of jiu-jitsu, I just saw this post and it's real. It's an actual thing.
I hope so.
But the guy, what's his name? His name is let me get his actual fucking name. No one has his actual name in here. I swear. The guy that plays Al Bundy from Married with Children.
He's a black belt.
He's a black belt.
Yeah, he is.
In BJJ.
Yes, he is.
That's right. That's racist.
Let me just tell you. Anyone like a purple belt, like a blue belt, is gonna fuck anybody up that's never had any training anywhere.
Yeah.
Once you get to purple and black, you can murder motherfuckers. Like you're gonna murder someone if you wanted to. There's nothing anyone can do about it.
And that fucking, I think, what is it? It's Keanu Reeves and Tom Hardy are both like white belts.
Yeah.
So it's like, Al Bundy can kick their ass.
He could.
But he's the only black belt trained by Gracie. That's not one of his
You mean that's famous?
Rory and Gracie. Like no, he's the only one. It's right now. That's what someone else, because they're posting factual shit. He's the only black belt personally trained by Rory and Gracie.
Oh, personally trained.
Aside from his sons.
The place I'm going to is a Gracie something, but he's the dude.
Gracie gyms are good.
The guy is like a world champion fucking black belt dude here. I'm like, what are you doing out here in fucking Hemet? Like a world champion black belt fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach sitting out here in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, the picture they have of him like with his black belt and shit like that, he's standing there with his fucking hand like
that's black fucking belt,
hilarious. Just like that. Yo, how Bunny can fuck up any. Dude, that's so bad. And then it's funny because I was reading comments for that, and they're like, "Well, yeah, he scored 4 touchdowns at like this like, in one game."
Yeah. That's funny.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
It's fun, man. I was really enjoying it, man. It's really good exercise. And and it was crazy because every day he'd show like a new technique, and then you would practice it. This is gonna sound nerdy, but I got a notebook, and so every day I was like writing down what we talked about, the different techniques, and tried to write down how he did it so I can remember it. But
why'd you make? Hold on a second.
You shut the fuck up, Kenny. What up, Mr. Nice?
Motherfucker, you remember last week when you were trying to teach me about OBS, and I was like, "Let me get a notebook," and you were like, "That's boomer stuff."
That wasn't me.
Yeah, that was you.
No, I think a notebook's a fucking great idea.
You made a point.
What up, Mothman?
Oh, you know what? You do have like a notebook program on your laptop, you know.
You do. You're right. I didn't say that. I didn't say that you do have a notebook.
That boy.
I was like, "You're right."
You know, Kenny, don't make me ban you. You better watch it, Kenny. But yeah, so I was enjoying it up until I fucked up my back.
Of course you were. I gotta find this.
You can fix your back with a notebook program on your computer.
He had it there. I did say that.
Get a job with Amazon. Bag it. Oh.
Different times.
Different
times, my guy.
Damn boomers.
Oh man, I gotta get with the times. I apologize to all faggots out there.
Ouch.
You can relay the hate to Valentine Collection and not Ghost Ninja SD on YouTube.
So we are gonna have a special guest tonight. Billy has a interesting gentleman that's gonna join in a little bit. Yeah, hopefully he joins if everything goes well.
After what I just said.
but yeah, that'll be interesting. Did you give him a time, like an idea of a time when we would send him an invite? Like,
I told him about halfway through or whenever our host wants his guest. He did not reply to me yet though, so we might get him, we might not. We'll see.
Right.
I guess at this point.
I would say just message him and see what time he's available for like 30 minutes or whatever. Red Bomb, damn, you're in here early as shit.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Just see what time, like maybe 30 minutes or so.
He saw his best friend Bobby, and he wanted to come in here and say hi.
Who?
Hey, what's up, Red?
It's fine. It's final.
Who the fuck is Bobby?
Final,
Bob?
exactly. What did I call you? What was the first time I called you? Didn't I said like Bob? I called you Bob or...
No, you try to figure out what. No, you didn't know. You tried to say something. You couldn't figure out what the fuck my name was. You knew it was like Bob, but you couldn't
don't remember
finish
what
it
I
for some
called you.
reason.
Yeah, there's
You
something
couldn't even
I
call me
called you.
Bob, and then eventually you called me Bob, and I was like, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
Put some respect on my name.
What's
Don't
good,
complain with my name.
How'd you get
Not
that
you,
lizard yet,
Kenny.
Rev? Motherfucker.
I mean, I picked up 2 more last week.
Oh
you know,
my God.
Dude, what
This
you
guy's
get?
gonna
What you
have
get?
a fucking zoo at his house.
Let me.
Yeah,
Look at
I have so at my house right now. I have
Is his name John?
Oh, I
No,
see
I
that
have-
one.
I have 8 crested geckos, and then my bearded dragon, and then I have 3 cresteds that I've already ordered, and I'm just waiting on the fucking weather to ship out.
When are you gonna get a monitor? What's up with that, man?
Motherfucker got a hatch, bro.
I'm waiting for the monitor, bro.
Well, you got to lead up to these things sometimes. It's fucking expensive. Maybe a number of lizards might be a perfect trade for a monitor one day.
Rev's like, I can't get a monitor just yet, so I'm just gonna get a fuckload of geckos.
dude, the live.
No,
And then when I need to feed it, I'll have food already.
Shut up. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna do the so I'm gonna breed geckos, and then
Expensive.
yeah, no, we're gonna have some pretty nice little gecks over there, you know. I'm just
There you
saying. And then
Gecko sounds derogatory, doesn't it? When you think about it, say it a lot. Say it like 5 times. Gecko. Gecko.
Hey, yo,
Gecko.
you fucking gecko.
Gecko. Stupid. You're not dating no gecko. Not in my house.
But yeah, so do that, and then I will hopefully be able to go from gecko money from buying and selling to then having gecko.
Did you see
monitor.
that?
You see that fucking
Did you see
hair?
that hair? Exactly.
Bro.
Oh.
That was a lot
Are you-
of hair.
Oh man, I thought I turned the camera off quicker. Fuck.
He was looking
No,
like
sir.
he was looking
I'll-
like that boomer
I'll,
uncle. You go over,
Someone
you
clip
go
that.
over to visit.
Go ahead and clip
and
that.
yeah,
for
right.
freeze frame.
Yeah, no, we can get. Let's get that clip, please, sir. Someone.
No.
Do it.
My new cell phone pic for him is him looking in the camera, looking like he just got caught.
Dude.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
How's that bike though? How's that bike though?
Oh my god.
Booey.
Fucking stupid. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Baba Booey.
Is your regret level at all because of
No.
how ridiculous it is?
Zero regrets.
Zero regrets.
No
Well,
regrets.
at least for right now, I don't have any regrets.
Jesus.
Except that maybe I spent a lot more money than I should have.
All right, well, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah. What
What
are
are
you
you
gonna
gonna fucking do?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, man, this thing's fucking ridiculous. So I finally got all the tuning taken care of. I'm at 262 to the wheel, and there's still plenty more to go.
You got this live stream labeled The Other Live. What the fuck's
I
wrong
knew
with
that. Don't worry about it.
He's
you? The Other
Joseph's
Live.
losing it.
No wonder there's
I'm getting
watching.
old. That's what's happening. I'm getting
Ain't
old.
Yeah, you
nobody
get no-
watching our shit because
I did say it. I did put the other live, didn't I?
Who the fuck searches The Other Live? That's like somebody's grandma, senile.
That's why there's only like 5 people in here. There's more people in here than actually watching.
Hey,
That's pretty
you
terrible.
shut up, Kenny.
Dude, I don't care if anybody was here. I'd still fucking be here.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
fucking Baba
Right?
Booey shit, man.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
Booey.
Baba Booey.
There you go, Billy.
Is Howard Stern still broadcasting, or did he retire
he
yet?
just
He just signed like
resigned.
another like $100 million contract or some
Yeah,
stupid.
he
God
just
damn.
resigned. He kept saying he wasn't gonna, and I kept bugging my dad like, is he gonna? And he's like, I'm pretty sure he will. And then
Bro, when
the
they
day it
offer you
happened,
that
he
much
was-
money, you're like, I'll do it in my fucking
how-
underwear.
Howard isn't fucking done. That motherfucker keep going until he dies.
Like his last contract was like $100 million, right? For what,
Yeah.
5 years, something like that.
5 years. 10?
Wasn't
Yeah,
I thought it was
He didn't,
10.
it was 5, I think, when he... No, it was 5. It was his last contract
When he
was 5.
first went to
10
Sirius or
10
whatever.
yeah,
it was
10 was 10 was 10. So that was 2006.
6. So
Nice.
15 years
2006.
later
And then he did 5 after that.
for
He did
100 mil again,
Yeah.
and then he's doing another 5
Yeah.
for
And
another.
he's got to be
100
what, in
million.
his 70s now. Like, I would just be like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my life. Fuck getting up at the ass crack of dawn every day.
He's an old man, bro.
So this
Yeah.
a coworker died last week.
Your
It's a robot.
coworker?
Yeah, she was gonna retire like this year,
Oh no.
Oh.
and she died. And that what you just said was exactly what I thought was like, man, you worked your entire life and didn't get to like that retirement, you know, where you're supposed to like, hey, I got that fucking money, I'm gonna go fucking do what I want. Like,
That's
you
what I
didn't
said
make
about
it
when
there.
Kobe died. I was like, damn, he got like 18 months of retirement and then fucking toasted.
And then his pilot was like, yeah, these clouds seem all right.
When my mom died, my fucking dad went on this fucking death kick. Like, I'm gonna die soon. I'm gonna die soon. He tried to fucking start putting everything in my name. I'm like, bitch, you need to make sure your last check bounces. I refused everything. I refused all my dad's money. He could fucking suck on it and shove it up his ass. They're like, you just need to start spending it. And I made a fucking point. I still, every time I talk to him, I was like, how much money are you spending? You bought a Ferrari yet? What the fuck are you waiting for? You fucking waste.
You buy
I
me
think
a Ferrari yet?
Yeah, what the fuck is the point of leaving
taking it.
to people that you don't love? Right?
Exactly, Adam. That's why you took it now. I agree. Yeah.
You gotta fucking send it, man. Send it.
Full fucking send.
if you're alive and able to enjoy the work that you did, why would you not do that? Why would you want to leave it to people that don't appreciate it? It makes no fucking sense to me at all.
Yeah.
Well, the hope is that the people you leave it to do appreciate it.
Well,
Yeah.
if you really care about people, like you have a granddaughter that's precious to you, I get that, 100%. But like saying, oh, this one goes to Timmy, this one goes to Jeff, you don't fucking give a shit about these people. You're just trying to satisfy them, right?
Yeah.
Well, it also depends on how rich you are, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're like Bill Gates rich, and he's not even giving. I think he's only giving a certain amount to his family, right?
Man, Bill Gates, if I was Bill Gates, you know how fucking pissed I'd be? Like, straight up. You could set your entire family up to be, I mean, we're talking generations of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And we're talking, you're giving me $30 million.
Oh, for sure.
You got $100 billion. You can't even throw me a bill.
Let me just point this out. $30 million is still enough to change a few generations.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Dude, my dad fucking spent that in 30 years.
Dude,
30 million in 30 years.
That's 30 years though. Like if you live, I think
expensive,
That's
man.
one generation.
I would say at least 3 generations.
No.
If
30
if-
mil?
Yeah.
I think 2. I would say 2.
You're pushing it with
You
2.
also have to remember, if you have the money, you're gonna live like you have the money because you didn't work for that
That's
shit.
not true for everybody. I'm just
If-
saying.
Okay, that's why
if you
95% of the lotto guys
Yeah.
go broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If you can keep yourself from living that large and like buy yourself like a fucking
Well, you get
maybe
what is it?
$400,000 house somewhere,
You get an
at
SCPA or
most.
whatever.
and you'll be aight. But like, it's not, if you
There's
don't,
no
you can't
way.
deal with that. Yeah.
There's
I
only
remember-
a handful of people I've ever met my whole life that I could say honestly, if they won the lottery or if they had fucking millions of dollars, they would still be frugal as fuck. And I think that's rare. If you got the money, you're gonna spend it.
I don't.
I
believe that.
am.
Yeah,
I
you
am-
have
I-
to.
Go
My grandfather
sleep.
went bankrupt on
Yo,
a $30
you got a second job so you could spend more money on stuff. If you had money, you would spend it. Don't tell me you wouldn't.
I'm not talking about me, sir.
The point is, you have to.
And no, you know what? I think I'd be okay. I'd probably put a lot of it.
You would be okay.
I'll-
But I can
look,
almost guarantee.
your kids
I
would be
can
broke.
almost guarantee that if I won the lottery or if you won the lottery, within the first couple weeks, we would have a bunch of fucking toys.
Like a boat.
You're not a boat.
You know,
You're
I
a
would
fucking
not.
boat.
I
100%
would
will
not.
vote.
Look, I would not buy a boat out of spite at that point. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got it. I'm not buying a boat.
I'm-
I wouldn't
Fuck
buy
a
a
boat.
boat in general.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
boats are pain in the
my first step would be, I'm gonna take like half of it and put it into like an IRA that I can't touch for fucking X amount of years, you know, and that
So
way,
just in case you do go broke, you know you got money
that's
stashed somewhere.
exactly right. So then when you learn your lesson from fucking up the first time, you're like, fuck, I gotta
guess what,
I gotta
Ghost?
be poor for 10 years. God
You
damn it.
You still ain't gonna learn your lesson after that.
You're not gonna learn your lesson.
Nah. If I
That's
won,
like
if
every
I
time
won,
lose
I'd
weight, and I'm like, you know what? I'm never gonna gain this weight back.
I'm gonna be.
But I gained it back.
I'll be homeless. I'm like, nah. I just got 9 more years. 9 more years of being homeless. I'll be rich
You
again.
be the guy sitting on the porch on like the fucking steps somewhere. You be like, hey guys, y'all know you don't believe me for fucking 9 years. I'm gonna be fucking rolling down the street in a Ferrari, and y'all still gonna be sitting on here drinking this Mad Dog.
You're right.
I win the
And,
lottery. I come
everybody's gonna
walking
think that
in.
you smoked all the crack.
I win the lottery. I come walking down the street. My pet Komodo dragon, fucking just chilling. Fuck it.
If I win the lotto,
Yeah.
I don't play the lotto. You gotta play to win.
Yeah, I don't play that shit.
If I won the lotto
only do it
straight
when
up,
there's,
I would
like,
just
super
buy a
broke.
house in Florida,
Mhm.
and then just that's where all my taxes would go.
Yeah.
That would be my resident, and then I wouldn't have any income tax, and then I'd be chilling.
But I think it's based off where you are when you win, right? So
I don't
you'd
give
be
a fuck.
fucked
I'd give it,
anyways.
dude. I would pay a homie in Florida to cash that fucking lotto ticket for me, and I'd give him a cool fucking meal off the top. Be like, all you gotta do is put this motherfucker in your account. You just transfer that fucking money.
Oh,
Hopefully,
man.
hopefully.
I gotta tell you, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking
Man.
Hey, fucking
You
millions.
gotta trust that homie. Like,
Yeah, because that's
hey,
a lot of
oh
money.
yeah, that's my ticket.
Well,
That's-
too, if you did that, it was like there's nothing you would be able to do at that point. They'd be like, all right, yeah, you can hit me up on my DMs. I'll be in France.
Yeah. It's my money, punk.
Speaking of money, I got a
Fucking
thank you
Devo.
guys very much.
You
I got
Devo'd.
a big time thank you. I have to portray. I was thinking about this earlier this week, man. I got to tell these motherfuckers thank you for giving me confidence and fucking shit like that. Getting cracked up a little bit. Excuse me. Like Red Bomb, Ghost, y'all's perseverance and watching you guys fucking really just buckle down and just go get it and get what fucking you deserve, you know? And then I watch other people on YouTube as far as like if they're getting fucking big YouTube views and they're big, you know, good friends of mine like Dan, Suburban Delinquent, Derek. Oh, fuck, man. There's more.
That homie K6 with all them big views.
Yeah. Oh, you're one of them. You're fucking one of them too, Kenny. Just because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really know exactly what you do for a living, but it's obvious to me that you do a lot of it and you do it good, or you wouldn't be able to afford the things that you do that I see you do. And it's given me a lot of motivation and shit like that in the past year or 2 years. And goddamn if it hasn't made me a lot of money. So thank you very much.
Oh yeah,
guys.
you got an absolute talent. Like,
I'm
I'm good at what I do, but I can't do what you do.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
I'm
I couldn't be
strictly
remaking
like
fucking
level.
Spider-Man or some alien fucking baby fetus thingy fucking thingamabob. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. It's cool as fuck though.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do or how good I do it, though. It's the only reason I did it is because I see my buddies saying, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking make my money. And that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing right now.
Well,
So
you say your friends should always lift you up, right? And
Yeah, I
they should
agree.
hold you back, or
Yeah,
so
I think the key is finding
but
people.
not, you know,
I
not
think- I think the one of the best things about like real friends is that like they're gonna when you do good, they're gonna be like, man, fucking good for you, and it's not a jealousy thing. Like there's a lot of people out there that see you do good and get like butthurt and get jealous that you're doing good and they're not doing, you know, whatever.
Isn't
So-
that weird? Like human
Yeah.
nature. So if you see a friend do well, you get mad at the friend.
right?
If you were poor and you become rich, the poor are now peasants. They're not your friends.
Yeah,
The rich are now your new circle. You lived in an apartment, now you live in a house. Apartments are renting shit bags. You're not on my level. Like you look down upon the people on the steps that you take, and then people forget that all that shit.
well, not everybody does that,
Is
but yes, there's a
yoinkable.
vast majority that are
Right.
just like that. Exactly.
It's weird as fuck, bro. Like you finally make it, and instead of like helping other people to make it, most people turn around and, you
Hey.
still on that struggle, bitch?
Yeah.
You broke
you
motherfucker.
still riding that struggle bus.
Yeah.
it goes further than that too. That I fucking hate in the show business industry, like in the prop industry, circus, movies, etc., TV. They work against you. So like if you're like, oh, this big prop maker that makes foam, fucking like if you're the guy that made the foam plant from Little Shop of Horrors, right?
Yeah.
And you have another movie up for grabs called Jumanji, and there's this guy bidding on that job. You hate that guy. You're like, fuck you, man. Instead of just being like, hey, dude, maybe we should work together and get this contract
Make it
together.
happen. Yeah.
You know, they're like,
Sounds
fighting.
like a true story.
It's the way humans are. It's
Yeah.
sick.
I mean, if Kenny won $1 million or $2 million, I'd be like, good for you. But I need that bike. Like, I need you to buy me a bike, though. Like, come on. We gotta have matching bikes or something, you know.
You should know me well enough by now that I am not stingy. Even
I agree. I don't think
I am not. You know.
I don't think I'm stingy either. If I won $1 million, I'd be like, all right, all my friends are getting. I'm like,
Oh,
you get this, or you get a ground. You get a ground.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I won $1 million, by the time taxes were said and
Yeah,
done,
you'd be
we'd be
net-
taking home like $400,000.
You're not making that much. $1
I'm
million.
gonna be
You're right.
stingy.
You're right. You're right.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
pretty
right?
stingy with
Yeah.
that.
I started thinking.
I'll
about
take you to
that.
dinner.
That's another thing.
We'll do dinner.
Yeah,
Dawned
a
on
real
me.
nice dinner.
That's a good
A
one.
real
Yeah.
nice dinner. Yeah.
I'll fly
That's
you
another
out.
thing that dawned on me, dude. Wanting to be a millionaire, right? oh, I wish I had this dawned on me like a month or two ago. I want to have $1 million in the blank, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden I realized the cost of overhead on my business, rent on this little fucking castle, keeping track of, keeping fucking 5 kids happy, birthdays, Christmas, blah, blah, blah.
Kids get a job.
I've spent way more than $1 million in the past couple years. Then, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm already. It's like, well, what is it? Are you a millionaire? Have you spent $1 million? Is it the same thing? Jesus Christ!
$1 million straight up is nothing anymore these days.
No, it's really not. It goes away very quickly.
I'm like, you go to any basic house in my neighborhood, and if you can find one under $1 million, you're like, buy it.
I was down at my grandparents' house. I was down at my grandparents' house. I decided just go on Zillow and just see what the fuck was up, because I knew my grandparents' house down in LA, close to Chavez Ravine, dude. Like all those houses are minimum 900,000,
and they're shit.
And even no, dude, and they're small, bro. Like 1 mil for a small. And my grandparents' house it's a pretty okay house, and it's got the property itself has a small, it's kind of like a guest house right next door. That's where my parents lived when I was before I turned 6 when my sister was born. And so he rents that out, but it's just that little property. I think is it was a little less than $1 million. And then the houses next door, everything's getting gentrified, so it's all they're renovating it up, they're bringing it up, and there's just a lot of college age white people everywhere, which is not a problem for me because there's a lot of white girls everywhere. But I'm
white girls,
but the whole fucking place is these tiny houses, these small streets, the land itself is so close together, all these homes, and they're $1 to $2 million a piece. What the fuck?
It's insane, bro. So when my wife and I first got together, she already owned the house that we live in. She already had the house, and the house was valued at about $770 ish.
God damn.
Same house. We're 10 years later, and I'm at 1.4.
You're in
Same
the
house.
area. You're in the area that I'm in.
Hey, Kenny.
Kind of.
Okay, so then.
But not really.
Yo,
Fuck you.
I'm 50 miles away from you.
Okay.
Hey.
West or east?
West.
Oh fuck
Okay,
yeah, I know. Okay.
Straight west.
Yep. Okay, then I think you're probably closer to where my grandparents live then. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
From Dodger Stadium, I'm 16 miles away, I think.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
My grandparents' house is if you guys know where the original Tommy's is, it's a mile. It's a mile and a half, maybe east of it.
101 and
Yeah, right near
whatever it is.
Yeah, right close to where Griffith Park is.
Yep.
Ghost, you know what I just realized?
What?
For the first time in 4 months, I don't have any projects to do. There's nothing in the garage to do right now except for clean, and
That's a
I don't
project.
really want to do that.
That sounds like a crappy project. I usually skip that one.
Yeah. I've been skipping it. That's why the garage is a fucking mess right now.
I can
Yeah,
find
I'm
you a
looking-
project.
I'm looking at houses in Colorado Springs right now.
Yo, my brother-in-law just bought a place in Colorado Springs, a rental house,
Yeah.
and I would move there. And my best friend from high school, her and her husband moved out to Colorado Springs last year. The year
Okay,
before.
question: is your best friend from high school your ex-wife?
No.
Okay, I just had to ask.
No. I tried and failed, and but we've been shit. I don't have many friends that I could say that I've known that long, but we've been friends since '98.
How much is a house in Colorado
Damn.
Springs?
Dude, Colorado Springs, you can find a house. You can find a house for 300 grand, and it's huge.
They got an awesome house, and in their neighborhood. I talked to her a couple weeks ago. She said that fucking deer just roam around their property,
Don't
and they
they
just
have
fucking
bears
just hang
there
out.
too, though?
Nah, she said half that. She said she hadn't seen any bears, but they have a deer that comes in every day, and they feed it popcorn and shit. They all have names. Just sitting out on the fucking front porch.
So my son's mom pretty much lived there her
150.
like
Just remember you can't
preteen
eat
to like
equity.
till she was like 17. She lived out there with her mom and her sisters for a while before she moved back to California. So she's looking to switch because she works Amazon out here, so she's looking to jump Amazon over there. They're building a big ass facility at the Colorado Springs airport. She's from Colorado Springs. So when we would drive through there, we would stop and hang. I fucking love it out there, dude. They got a sick ass zoo right there on the mountain and shit, and fucking pet some goddamn giraffes. But like, it's great. It's fucking awesome out there. So she's trying to get out there towards the end of summer, and I'm trying to get my shit up. But I'm looking out to like move out there. I'm more than fucking still willing to go the fuck out there.
Bobby, there's a condo.
I don't like the snow.
$149,000.
There's a condo for what?
$149,000.
A That's not bad for a condo.
It's
Dude,
a
depends where
two-bedroom, two-bath. Fucking.
Wait, hold on. I was talking to fucking our guest on Twitter. So where were we talking about though? What's the location?
Colorado Springs.
Oh, I don't know about that. Real estate is expensive.
No. You look
No.
you'll find a house real fast for like 300 to
Oh, so that's what you were talking
320,000.
about.
Yeah.
120,000.
You'll find a house for 320,000 for like a 4 to 5 bedroom, 2 to 3 bath with maybe like at like 18 to like 5K fucking space in there with a garage.
For 100 grand.
For
No, for like 300, for a little over 300 to a little over.
That's expensive.
A big ass compared to here in
that's right.
California.
That's right.
Wait,
Billy,
yeah,
where is it
you're
this
right.
year? I forget this.
California's the high. Man, that's weird. So it's like real estate gradually gets lower all the way to the East Coast. It's super expensive, and
And then it goes skyrocketing in New York City.
yeah, and then
New York is crazy, fuck yeah.
$1 million for this little fucking room with this rat in it. This rat will shit on your underwear. You're gonna have to wear it, and it's gonna be $1 million if we don't give a fuck.
This ain't a bad spot. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah.
to you. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
you're
not a bad.
welcome, bro. It's
Especially, it's yeah,
$500 a month.
yo, especially like getting out there, just starting up, just fuck yeah. That's what I'm saying.
My truck is more expensive than that.
Bruh,
Like, what
dude.
the fuck is
That's
this?
Downtown Manhattan, $1 million for this shoebox.
No,
Yeah.
All right, be right back. Be right back.
it's
Be right
worse.
back. Only Billy.
Hey, Billy. What?
Yeah.
What is your house? 3, 4, 5, 6 bedroom?
It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 6,000 square feet.
6,000?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Okay, let me
Yeah,
try.
that's a fucking
1,000
castle.
square foot home.
Well, there's
6,000 square feet. Goddamn.
That is a lot of square.
there's 3,000 square feet underground, and then there's
Okay, so you have a 3,000 square foot basement, and then
Yeah,
God,
Okay.
but it's a garage too. It's a garage, and
is that where you do your work in the basement?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! When me and my wife lived in Florida, our house that we bought there was like 2,500 square feet, and I swear we could spend the whole weekend in there and not see each other. And I thought that was fucking huge. I could imagine like 6,000 square feet. I play like permanent games of hide and go seek from everybody. Like, you
all right, Bill. I'm gonna throw.
there's a lot of wasteful space. There's a lot of wasteful space in this one, though. I mean,
All
it's
right.
like it's meant to like have a lot more in it, where the walls were just never put up and shit like that.
So this last house that I just threw in the chat isn't even in like a super expensive area, and you can click that link, and that's comparable to
And
size.
it'll send you right to fucking meatspin.com. This is a trap.
Comparable in size.
Paraguay. Oh, by the way, our guest is in the green room and waiting. So whenever you want, we got
Who is this person? Who are we waiting for?
tonight. We're gonna interview our first spotlight guest. His name is Nay, the cannabis king of California. His name's already on all sorts of social media.
Is it 2 Chainz?
You would like to live in Beverly Hills, Billy, in a 6,400 square foot house?
I would fucking love that if
All right.
if you would change the people out.
I'm gonna
That link is for you.
just so you guys know, I'm gonna bring in this guy, Nays. So
Oh, wait, we're
Is it?
we're not.
Is it 2
We
Chainz?
actually have a person?
yeah, he's
Messaging?
coming in right now.
Okay, cool.
So you guys ready?
Oh,
It's
yes,
not
You're a
three things,
fucking
is it?
chat, motherfucker. Why? What?
When he gets in,
Right.
Nay, okay. So let me go ahead and, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to a great friend of mine, a good friend that allowed us to be graced by his presence. Can you tell that I'm reading this? I'm not. A man that has changed the fabric of cannabis and cannabinoids themselves and said things like, call it cannabis, no law regarding cannabis, and a bagel is a secret to time travel. Welcome, Nay's Garden.
So
The other guy.
he does
time
come
ever.
in muted, so he has to unmute himself real quick.
Oh, I'll unmute him then.
I can't.
No, he has to unmute
I
himself.
can't unmute people, unfortunately.
Oh,
So there should be like a red. There you go. You got it. Can you
Hey,
hear
Nay.
us?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, you're
I
good.
can't
Yeah,
see me,
we hear you,
but
buddy.
Sorry, I
Cool.
was eating pizza, so I turned my camera off for a moment.
I don't have a
People
camera.
don't like to watch
Oh,
watch
there-
big men eat food, apparently, or maybe they do. It is the internet. Someone's
Yeah,
into
they
it,
probably
right?
do.
Someone's into it.
Hey man, and when you leave Amazon, I told you start a fans only, bro.
Yeah, big men with your skinny
OnlyFans,
ass.
fucking boomer. We can
Oh,
tell your porn is
fans only.
wrong with you.
Yeah, dude, I got that generic porn. I'm sorry.
Anyways, welcome, man. And appreciate you taking time to stop by and talk, man. It seems definitely an interesting topic, with what's going on in the United States and cannabis kind of growing and getting legalized more and more places, right?
yes, sir. One of the things that I've always told my audience is we don't like any laws regarding cannabis at all, but I always push for legalization first. If we could just get that, if we could just get people to that point, then we go from there to no laws at all regarding it. It's really hard to wrap your brain around it when I explain it to my audience. So I can give it to you in like a 30-second version, if you're interested. The no law regarding it. Okay. The way I see it, there shouldn't be a law regarding cannabis, because when I got into a debate with somebody about it, he said, "Are you trying to tell me that the laws regarding cannabis hurt people more than the cannabis does itself?" And I said, "Yes." I said, I couldn't come up with a better way. I said, "You just won my argument for me, and that's it. The laws hurt people more than the cannabis does. Cannabis doesn't hurt you at all." Well,
Oh,
it might make you
about
fall asleep.
Everything,
when-
man. Fucking dicks always having to
Yeah.
sanction everything you want to do, all
Yeah.
the way down to HOAs, the simplest motherfuckers in the world. HOAs. You can't put your trash on. That's not against the fucking. Can't put your goddamn trash on Wednesdays. It's Tuesdays. Like fuck you, bitch.
So I
better follow them rules.
I think I agree. I can kind of agree that the laws definitely hurt more if you look at like our prison system, right? A big portion of our prison system is people like that are doing 30 years for having cannabis on them, which is crazy. Like there's people in prison for like so long, so much time just for having it.
Dude, and I
in
bet you when it gets
possession.
federally legalized, those motherfuckers are still going to be in jail.
Well, in California, there's still people in jail, and you're going through this process of trying to get.
But then we're talking about principles. So if we legalized everything, right? Let's say we have no laws. Let's say we actually live in a true fucking anarchy. You can run around, shoot people in the face.
Well, he's
But at that
specifically.
point in time, no, just hear me out.
No,
And we can murder each other, right? How far does it go? Because then should everybody
Right.
when
It's
it was against the law,
Great
you
question.
broke the code, should you be let free? But because now it's legal.
Right.
It's a good question, and I've got an answer. The easiest answer is with people that listen to me on my show, I talk a lot about things like climate change and COVID and things that could bring the government down and things that could make the systems around society completely collapse. And at that point, there will be no law regarding cannabis. That point might not be that far away, actually. So, when you're out there and you see these agencies and these people that are trying to do so much legally, trying to get laws done, hey man, I support it in the system that we're in right now. but I also believe that things are about to change because I see what's just happened with COVID. I see what just happened in Texas. And if I start counting it back on my fingers, I won't even get to the California fires. You know, things are happening quickly. And I'm trying to get people aware of that. And I know it's hard to listen to. Nobody wants to be told that, hey man, everything the way you look at it's about to fundamentally change. But it's a way for me to try to get people to bust out of the indoctrination that society does to us. And it makes you think in these certain, you're told to think a certain way or believe a certain way. And I'm always doing these little exercises on my show to try to get people outside of those bubbles.
But how many people that you connect with actually want to live in a lawless society?
Well,
Like a true freedom society.
let me
right?
let me just ask one question. When we were talking about no laws, were you specifically saying from a cannabis perspective, you think the laws regarding cannabis should be removed, not all the laws, right? We're saying
I get what he's saying. I'm just being drastic.
okay.
He's not saying we should
it's
be
a
able
good
to
thing.
rape
It's a good
He's
place to
playing
go.
devil's advocate, is what he's doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not
Exactly,
saying
that's
this
the
man
way.
wants fucking murder legalized. I'm just
he doesn't want to
out
be
there.
able to like orally rape geese on the side of the
Kill 'em
road.
all.
He just wants to smoke cannabis.
I want
doesn't
freedom
want
to
to
eat
do that.
everybody.
You'd want to do that. Geese have teeth.
Oh, I do have
I
a
would orally
legitimate
rape.
question.
I mean, I'm not
about
saying
the-
that I wouldn't stop and watch him orally rape a goose, but I'm just saying that's not what he's asking.
Yeah,
I
right.
do have a legitimate question about the lawlessness of cannabis
Sure.
here. Are we talking about a 2-year-old can go light up a joint, or are we talking about there's an age restriction, or nothing?
No age, no law,
Yeah,
nothing.
you lost me.
Let me give you a good example, okay?
You got it.
Gecko
Okay,
should be
I
able to
use-
fuck a turtle.
I can.
I use THC oil and I make a product that people can rub on their skin. And when you take that product and you rub it on a 2-year-old, it makes their boo-boo go away. If it's a stub toe, if it's a slice, if it's some sort of a wound, internal, external, this will literally make the pain stop. So yeah, it's a 2-year-old should not be prevented from having, use of cannabis. I think that a parent does a really good job of teaching a child not to put your hand on a hot stove, and they do a good job of teaching you, don't use this drug until you're prepared.
See my kids.
Leave it up
She
to
don't listen at all.
Yeah, this is what he's talking about here is a triage oil, and he sends it to me every once in a while. It's fucking. I put it on my butt because I got the GERD.
Yeah.
I will. He's like, no, stop.
I don't even know that guy.
Yeah.
I don't even know that guy.
It's right here. It's fucking the best. Man. I get the
I will
crusty
say,
ears.
like-
You put it in your crusty ears, and then
I'm like-
fucking when
I'm
you
like,
get
he's
the
got a
GERD,
beard.
you know what I'm talking about,
I-
motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about. You get the chafe from the Mexican food.
I will
Your butthole
say,
itches.
I will say,
It's
I
all you can
understand.
in their butthole. This is the stuff. That
I
prevents
understand
that.
the idea of certain circumstances where kids need that type of stuff. So you watch these documentaries of kids struggling with cancer, little kids struggling with different disabilities where the cannabis helps, right? And it helps calm them. It helps relieve some of their pain and stuff. And the parents that do this in certain states get like ostracized, literally, like the CPA is called, and it's like, man, it's not like you're giving them opioids, which get prescribed like candy, right? So I get some of the reasonings behind,
It's
instances
like
where
when the kid is teething.
Here's
In the old school, you used to rub Jack on their gums.
right,
or whatever.
yeah.
It was like,
Yeah,
I understand in minimalistic view, but I'm talking about a kindergartner walks out of his
Sparking
fucking
up.
classroom and starts
Yeah, well,
smoking
I mean-
a joint without a law.
Mhm.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't
the
think they want fucking kindergartners walking around smoking fucking joints and blunts, especially
Yeah,
not blunts.
that goes
That's not
back
what
to
he
the-
does. He
that
believes
goes
that
back
it should
to
be used as
parents.
a medicine for all ages.
Have you
no
noticed
matter
what the
what.
fuck
And
is
it
going on in
should.
society? Parents ain't teaching nobody shit.
Well,
I mean, so
Am I putting words in your mouth, Nay? Please speak up.
No, I mean, I'm thinking about how everyone's got alcohol in their home. When I was a baby, my parents had a bar in the house. I could go get a Coca-Cola, or if I was 8 years old and I had the balls, I could have grabbed a Michelob Light because there was always a 6-pack of it in the fridge. You know, my father had
a drawer in the worst cases. You know,
you know, there's a long list. I always go towards cars when we're talking about legalities and danger and things like that with ages, but it's not, to me, it's not really as arguable as, just as I said, the exercise to just kind of unstrip yourselves from the indoctrination of what you've already been taught. You don't have to agree with.
There's a great word, indoctrination. A lot of people don't think about that word enough.
No, but I started chewing when I was 14, right? I started smoking cigarettes when I was 15. Totally fine, whatever. You know, you can do whatever you want. So my dad handed me my first cigarette on New Year's when I was 15. I was able to go reach inside the fridge and get a beer from the time that I was 14 and a half, and I could drink a beer at dinner time and nobody gave a fuck. That's how I grew up.
But that was illegal.
No, it's not. It's legal. You can drink. You can drink at any age inside your fucking house. It's private property, and nobody sees you.
No. Your Adam was correct. That's illegal. You can't drink alcohol when you're underage, even if
what's wrong with you?
In a home. The law says you got to be 21 years old in most states.
But you know, we still.
That's the thing is, with the law in
nobody
place,
gives a fuck,
that
right?
still didn't stop it.
No one.
Yeah,
gives a
the law isn't necessarily stopping you from doing, obviously said.
What I'm getting at is
it was blatant
it was
abuse, right? That's blatant abuse from. Don't you think this? I don't know. You can agree with me. Tell me if you do. It's blatant abuse, parental abuse, allowing a child to get a hold of such a thing. When I was a kid, when my dad was tearing down the circus tent. He didn't want to deal with the kids anymore, so he invented the game, the real Ring Around the Rosy, where he ran around the circus tent and grabbed his beer and took a drink, and whoever got to his beer first got the drink, and then the rest of them had to keep running, and whoever got there first next time. When we do that, we would wake up in the next town because he deliberately got all the kids stark drunk, so they would go to sleep. The parents all looked at it as a favor, right? I remember them talking about it. The parents all looked at it as my dad was doing them all a favor by drugging the kids, and it was totally accepted.
Let me give you an example really quick of cannabis, and the amount of danger that it poses to the average person. You have to try to think about the damages that cannabis does to people. As far as children, if you want to talk about, someone said, I think it was Red Bomb said, I can't imagine a bunch of kindergartners walking out of school and smoking joints. And what I say is, if their parents said it was okay for them to smoke joints in kindergarten, and if it was legal, it would be okay. But the school wouldn't allow it, just like the school wouldn't allow you to come inebriated and under alcohol. It's up to the school to supervise the children as far as if they're going to allow drugs or not. I have a feeling, though, when I was 13 years old or 14 and I was just starting to experiment with cannabis, if I had been allowed to do that instead of being told from that age that I was doing something wrong and I was breaking the law or that I was going to hurt myself, my whole world would have been completely changed as far as being aware of myself and other people, and being aware of how much control I want people to have over what I do to myself, and then realizing that, hey man, I'm actually helping myself. People say, cannabis use. What?
You all right there?
You all right, bro?
There's a bear outside. There's a bear outside.
All right,
Sorry.
here you go. Ready? California alcohol laws let those of any age below 21 have alcohol in a private location, except in vehicles. They may drink if parents, guardian, spouse, or other responsible relative age 21 and older is present. Many parents do this to teach moderation in drinking. This is a California law.
What's the law? Like, what's the? There should be like a
taught me
number.
something. I'm so glad I came here, man. Let's go get some kids drunk.
What's the law portion of that?
Where's my son?
I'm in California.
Yeah.
But there should be.
You're allowed to
what-
drink on private property. So when you were at a high school party, right, in California, as far as Billy, you're excluded from this. Sorry, buddy. But when we were growing up in high school at California, and the parent was there, technically you were allowed to be drunk because the guardian on private property was allowing you to drink. You just cannot be in public. It is on private property.
What? I'm not invited to Texas.
You cannot leave inebriated or intoxicated, but
I don't
you
wanna
are
go to
allowed to be on that property with their permission and be drunk.
Fuck Texas anyway. They don't know how to run their fucking
They're
water.
not visible.
Cold. Fucking idiots.
You said that was in California, that you can, any age child is legal to drink alcohol under the supervision of an adult?
Yeah.
Of a legal guardian or parent, yes.
Yeah. I heard that law, and there's fucking laws like that all over the country that are even sicker. In Tennessee, here, you can be 16 and get fucked by a guy.
Yep.
And
In most states, actually, the
you can,
legal
you can be 16
the
years
adult
old,
age
get
is
fucked
16
by an
years old.
adult, and as long as the dad says it's okay, the courts can't do anything.
You
Oh,
really,
yes.
it doesn't even need to be court. Like your legal consent age in like 34 states is 16, and then it's like 5 or
Well,
17, and then the other like 11
That's
or
legal
whatever it is.
pedophilia. I don't
18.
care. I don't care who you say. Like, I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, I get it. They're only 2 or 3 years apart. Blah
That's
blah
a
blah.
big
Okay.
fucking difference.
Yeah. So
That's the acceptable part. But them laying down laws for it and then being okay with it in this sense, that's not okay. That's fucking weird, man. It's like
Yeah,
that's
so-
what Epstein Island and fucking Bohemian Grove shit to me. In my mind.
So it says under Section 117 of the Liquor Act of 2007, it is illegal to supply alcohol to people under the age of 18 years old in a private home unless it is supplied by the child's parent or guardian or an adult who has the approval of the child's parent or guardian. Holy shit.
Yeah,
What
Yeah,
year
that's
was
why
that?
It says
Did you
that
know
was
that
in
there's
2007.
There's 31 states.
Ah,
There's 31 states
2007.
that have that.
That's why.
So there's like, yeah, okay, that's one of those laws that have not been looked over again.
That's why. That's why
So,
when if
well,
a
here-
cop
here-
comes to a party, like, well, that's why if a cop comes to a party and they're like, these kids are all fucking teenagers, they go,
They just write
where, whose house is this? Where's your parent?
Yeah, did they have approval? Yeah.
It's the first thing they gotta ask.
But I
Yeah.
guess that also goes with what you're saying, Red Bomb. At the same time, if that's already something that's allowed with alcohol,
Yeah.
what's the difference with it being something such as cannabis, where
I don't have
actually-
anything against the cannabis
right.
portion of it.
Uh-huh.
It's
At that point, it could be
lawlessness.
like, what about
in
heroin?
general.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
why
You're
don't
saying
we-
you're saying
All right,
if-
we're getting into a slippery slope here. But
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
it's-
saying, we
Oh, yeah.
stick strictly to the. Let's say it only goes to
lawlessness
pot and,
portion.
pot and booze,
Yeah.
whatever. But the full lawlessness of the 5-year-old can walk into a liquor store. If you're underage, you still can't buy booze.
correct.
Your parent still has to buy it.
I'm
So
sorry,
then
I'm
there's
burping.
still some.
Beer.
You still have some law to a degree
Right.
of functionality of because realistically if we go full lawlessness at 15 years old, like everybody knows the local liquor store that sells you underage shit. So we're talking about we go there because it's lawless, right? Essentially. And that's where I used to get my Copenhagen. And when I was 14 and I would, chew and then 15 buy a pack of cigarettes, I'd walk into the fucking liquor store and go buy whatever and buy all my friends shit. And I had a running tab, dude. I could pay it. I could walk in and be like, yo, I'll pay you next week and leave
Mhm.
with a log of Copenhagen and a couple packs of cigarettes. Is that great? There's not really a teaching there of like a parental guardian thing of what they tried to implement with the alcohol portion of it, to where you need the 21-year-old person. And now you look at kids in high school, you don't see them smoking cigarettes outside the parking lot when they're 18 years old anymore because it's 21. So it's harder to get your hands on.
Here's a question I have for Nate. If you were a heavy drinker, okay, say just try your best. You have a strong enough mind, I know you do. In your brain, replace cannabis with alcohol. Take cannabis out of your brain, put alcohol in its place. Would you let your kid drink it?
My child,
Yeah, like
Someone
over 12 years old, you know? Would you let your kid drink some beer over 12?
Yeah, you know, I would have to. If my philosophy is to let a child do what a child wants to do, because if you tell
So
a
that's
child
what
not to
you
do
got.
something,
But
they're going out of their way to go do the opposite.
hey,
Yeah, that's what
let
we
me
got. We got a nation of people of that mindset because you
let
know.
me get in.
Budweiser-
Let me get in on that actually. So, how damaging is cannabis? We'll say smoking it. We'll go that way. Smoking cannabis. How damaging would it be to the human body? All right, 0.
Zero.
Right.
0.
Now, if we compare that, if we do it with alcohol, how damaging is alcohol to the human body? I.e., me drinking it right
Destroy it.
now and having so I got out of the army, and I went through a big depression episode. I drank relatively way more often than I do now, way more often. And I'm at the time I was 25, I believe, and I went and I saw my doctor almost a year after getting out. That's almost 26, and he was like checking my my test, my blood results and shit like that. He's going through it. And he's like, oh, good, everything's good, blood pressure good, this and that, cholesterol good, and you know, and he goes, oh, so I can't remember exactly what it's called, but he goes, this is kind of high, and I'm like, what's that have to do? He's like, that has to do with your liver, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, and this is what happens if you're like if you're a heavy drink, like real bad alcoholic kind of drunk, and I'm like,
Or nose.
well, that I
Whatever.
don't do. But yeah, so like, but he was like, I'm like, oh, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, how much do you drink? He's like, be honest with me, I won't send you to like mental health. And I was like, dude, like I can have like a 12-pack within like a day, bro. Like I'll sit there and just drink all night and play video. When I don't have my son, I'll just sit there and just fucking drink, dude. And I was like, and shit like that. And he's like I'll do.
That's it.
And
A
he was like,
12-pack.
No,
I know, right? Me and Adam are sitting here like,
not a 12-pack, not a 12 in a week. I mean, in a day. Like I'll sit there like
Yeah.
on a day where I'm just chilling, drinking. I'll drink a fucking whole 12-pack. Like I'm just hanging out, playing video games, drinking. It's fucking all right. Cool.
Nay is gonna hate this.
Say,
But
Nay
yeah,
is
what
but
did the doctor?
yeah. So
I've had
the doctor straight told me, he said because he's like, listen, I'm not gonna tell you to stop drinking, but anytime you decide you want to drink right now, just think half, and if you can, once every 2 weeks at most. And I'm like, Roger. So like for like, you know, a while, like I cut down, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'm better. But that's what I'm saying is like if you go to that point where it's like, would you let your child fucking drink? Ask him, like, if you wanted to bring it to the same ideas, like, would you let your child smoke? There's two different fucking ideas there, because at least one, yeah, I mean, yeah, smoking is gonna, is gonna get you high. It's gonna mess with you a little bit cool. But I mean, drinking's worse than having than that.
So-
I would always say it's worse than that. I'm not gonna tell my kid to smoke, but still.
So well,
No,
here,
but-
let me.
I think everybody here, I like to think that all 6 of us sitting here staring at each other are smart enough to know that both drinking and smoking anything is damaging to your body in a way. Well, let's just say cannabis is the least damaging, but it's still damaging. Come on, we're taking smoke into our body. Let's be commonsensical about it. But it's still the safest bet.
Right.
I think.
So that's kind of where I was
Long
kind
live
of going.
Copenhagen. Throw it in the lip.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with this. Is I feel like if you take a look at drinking versus smoking, of course, I think alcohol is definitely more damaging to the body than cannabis. But at the same time, it's about moderation. If you have a kid who's like a young kid while you're still growing, that's going out every single day and just getting out, zoned out of his mind, there's going to be some sort of long-term effect, even with cannabis, on a mental side.
Cannabis?
Yeah.
Cannabis?
Yeah. On a from a young kid, huh?
Maybe at a certain point. Maybe at a certain point in their
Well,
upbringing,
your brain is young.
Right before the brain is developed.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying specifically as their
Maybe,
brain
I
is
don't know.
developing and you're going.
I
Like, there's
wouldn't
going to
think
be
so,
some
though.
sort of effect if you're doing it every day, like a huge, like a huge pot, like you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying like every once in a while. I really don't see that having any type of effect, to be honest. But I think when you start talking about like, if we're going to the way other side, if you got a young teen or
Right.
you know every single
believe
day,
not in a physiological way, I don't think, but in a hypnosis kind of way to weak minds, I can see that happening to where a kid, you know, while he's learning responsibilities and then he's smoking cannabis and he's allowed to smoke cannabis and then just sit around and do nothing and not work. Yes, I believe that would hurt a kid's upbringing, but not like biological. I don't think the cannabis would really hurt their growth in any way.
Can we at least try?
Yeah,
sure.
Hey, he was asking
Hold
you.
on. Hey, hold on.
All have access to it and wait for the bodies to start dropping. And when those IQ levels are at a point that children are not able to function, then we can start talking about maybe putting laws on cannabis again.
That's
How about
pretty,
that? Let's at least find out.
No.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
No, see,
I've watched
been
people who
since
have
I was
never
13
smoked pot and then smoke pot on a regular basis just because of previous jobs that I've had, who were fairly intelligent people who could hold a conversation and become a giant pothead and be a fucking tart. And I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just like, it's impressive on how some people can smoke. Like, I have a cousin who, if he's not high, I don't want to be around him. I'm like, bro, you need to like, can you go hit a bowl so you can be intelligent and slow the fuck down? And then there's other people. I mean, it's the same reason I don't drink, right? Because I'm an angry fuck when I'm drunk. I know that's shocking. But everybody has their own reactions to everything that you put in. To say that nobody's dumber on pot is like, I mean, you know, that's like saying nobody's angry when they're drunk. Like, no, I am. I'm quite angry when I'm drunk. That's why I don't drink.
everyone's body takes it differently, right?
Hey, let me ask.
I know quite a few people whose cognitive function cease to exist when they're high. Maybe,
I mean, some people. I mean, it
you know,
works.
and that's why they smoke it too, is so that they turn off all that.
We're all bald apes, right? We're all the great bald ape, and we all have the cannabinoid receptors in our brain and throughout our body in every cell. That's just what we are. But some people's receptors are ultra sensitive, and you're right, man. It's like you're like, okay, not smoking with you anymore, fucking Mr. Rogers. Jesus Christ, take it.
Let me give you guys a good example. I'm scared of heights. You know, I'm not the kind of person to go out on an I-beam, you know, and go walking around up on a cliff. If we go to an amusement park and we're all hanging out, you're like, yo, Nay, you want to go on this roller coaster? I would have to look at it and be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that one or not. And it's for a couple reasons. It's not just heights. It's also I broke my neck in a motorcycle accident. And so I have to be careful about my personal choices and the things I do in life. Yeah. I can't just go get on a roller coaster and act like I'm Superman. I could go into a panic attack. Yeah. I could break my neck. There's all kinds of reasons. And, you know, if you can relate that back to cannabis, it's not for everybody. And I'm not trying to push it down everybody's throat. I understand where all of you guys are coming from. I'm listening to all of your arguments, and they're great arguments. But at the same time, there's usually something right in front of you that you can use as an example to kind of just say, yeah, but just give this a try. And Rev, the one thing I want to tell you is I had a buddy, man, when we were younger, 26 years old, he used to dip and he got lip cancer. He had to have his lip removed. It was horrible what happened to that guy. So just that stuff can cause oral damage. Yeah. Just you know,
your smile will not be as pretty as it is right now. He's not showing you his smile, Nay, but it's a good one.
That's why
I'll
quit chewing. I was playing devil's advocate. No, I quit chewing a year ago because of precancerous cells in my cheek.
Right.
Oh, all right, right on. I'm glad.
I stopped whistling. Like when I had that fucking, I don't know if you guys remember, I had to get that fucking cancer froze off my lip last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was from whistling in the sun. So don't whistle outside, you guys.
But yeah, I chewed
you're like
15 years.
Run around outside in the sun and whistle. I could just see you.
No, I'm not fucking. I'm not trying to downplay Rev's fucking cancer. It's the same kind of shit. But I asked my doctor. I was like, "Is this from fucking tobacco and shit from when I was young?" And he's like, "No, man, this is sunborn melanoma." I was like, "Oh." So I just make a joke all the time from whistling in the sun. So don't fucking pucker up in the sun.
Actually, oddly enough about melanoma, that shit can just pop up anywhere. and it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with where you're fucking like what part of your
It's just
skin.
how
took
your
the-
it's how your
took the
it's how your
intake
top
on.
dermis it's how your top
I
dermis
had-
react with the
I had one
radiation.
of my
Magnesium.
senior NCOs had it on his ass.
Melanoma, guys, right here. I give my mom
Like,
the base
Oh,
of
is
this,
that-
which is a 50-50,
Oh.
and this will literally stop melanoma. My mom, I was just talking to her on the phone the other day. She's like, I was just getting one on my back, and she said, and I put the heavy oil on. Wasn't this stuff, but it's a concentrated. It's 50-50. It's 50% THC oil, 50% coconut oil, and it makes it go away. I mean, she had it on her face, it went away. She had it on her back, it went away. I get athlete's foot, it goes away. You know, it's this stuff. It's antiviral,
He's talking about
antifungal.
the stuff that I shove up my ass. The stuff I tell you guys about.
Look,
I put
The
my
stuff,
butthole.
the stuff that Billy puts up his ass, I take it and I put it on my lips,
Yeah,
So
and
it's really nice up your butt though.
my
Billy
my
and I
ex,
are a comedy team. We're working together right now. I hope we're
My
making you
ex-
laugh.
my ex mother-in-law gave me this for my my fucked up arm that I have. It's a
Oh, let me
hemp
see.
it's a hemp muscle rub.
he's talking about the
Wait,
little
so
one
what?
growing out of his back.
Can we
Really
see your
make the
fucked up
pain
arm?
go away? I don't believe in that crap at all.
Can
That
we
shit
see
don't
your
work.
fucked up?
Yeah, it's right there. It's fucked
Let me
up. You can't. Well, I mean, you can tell that like,
Oh,
I can't bend. I can't. So I broke my I basically broke the my bone. I broke it obviously, and it split down the middle, and it re-healed. And instead of it being kind of like cupped like that, it fucking re-healed like that. So it's
Oh,
been
that's
grinding
what-
at my elbow. It was grinding at my elbow for a cool 3 years, and then
What dumb
and then
bones
I
do.
that's one day when I
That's
was
how it
training when I was out training, I was like, yo, I had to keep letting go of my weapon. And they medically discharged me after that because they found out there was like damn near no cartilage in my elbow and shit. So
Oh,
Does
that's not
that
what they said. They said you have a dumb bone. You're like, that's a dumb
and
bone.
they called me a pussy, and then they kicked me out of the army.
Does it work?
That's a dumb bone.
it-
but
They
it
did the
helps-
same thing to me.
It,
those
it feels kind
bastards.
of like just like a regular muscle rub. It has a different smell, obviously. I mean, it helps with at least fucking, I think, just normal, just muscle
So it's
pain.
like
but
icy hot.
my big thing, like, if anything, but my big thing is it's my fucking bone. So my bone is, if my bone is hurting, my bone is hurting. There's like nothing to do
It
that.
sounds, I'm with your drill. I'm with your instructors when they said it was a dumb bone. And you know what works for dumb bones? Triage
Well,
oil.
That's my
You know what?
choice.
I got
I was in the
one
army for
thing,
years at
one
this
question,
point.
if you can answer yes, you'll probably sell 1 billion of them. If you rub it on your dick, will it
What?
get bigger?
Oh,
Absolutely.
now,
Fucking
Yeah.
sold.
I'm trying to be serious. That was pretty funny though.
Hold on.
But it is
What's up,
all
Dave?
about the activity.
Hold on. Hey,
There is a fad that has swept the nation. It is the CBD hemp, this craze. And let me tell you something. It's not the hemp. It's not the CBD. It's the stuff that gets you high. And doesn't that make sense? It's the oil that's actually going into your cells and connecting with THC receptors, and that is what makes your pain go away on a topical level. Yeah, it works in your brain, but man, you could have a stubbed toe, and this will make your toe stop hurting. You could get bit by a mosquito, and it'll make the mosquito bite stop itching. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, because it was related to what you were talking about. Is I've never.
I wonder what happened if you put it in your pee hole.
I probably feel pretty good. So like,
I have a feeling you feel right now for it, Billy.
so my cousins, right? My cousins smoke. They smoke, right? And I've never smoked at all at any point in time. These are my younger cousins, but they're about my age. So after the army and shit like that, my shit's been hurting all the time. Get to go hang out with them. Get to go hang out with them one day, and my shit's just kind of fucking with me, and they were like, "Hey, just try this shit, right?" So I'm not gonna say I did. I'm not gonna say I didn't. But I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, I did. So like, but yeah. So I mean, I didn't, not even much, but whatever. I hung out with them a bit, and I could tell like I was feeling different. Obviously, like I become more upbeat. But my arm, I was like, fuck, dude, because the first thing I noticed was like my shit's not hurting as bad, which is nice because it's just a residual pain I have nonstop.
What was
That went away. It was nice, huh?
What was this? Was it a pill that you were
No,
taking, or
no,
an
I
oil?
was smoking.
He took a bong
Oh.
rip.
That definitely helps.
It wasn't a bong.
But it definitely helps.
smoking.
Anything like that definitely helps with like pain and
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that. It's gonna help with that. So,
I noticed
real
that,
quick,
which is
I just
good.
wanted to say, this is like we don't really typically have a lot of guests on. It's something we would kind of want to try to start doing, and I wanted to just give you a second if you wanted to even, give yourself a proper introduction, like what you do, your background, and that kind of thing. Obviously, we know you're in the cannabis industry, but it'd be cool to get a little bit of your history, how you got started in it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, man, I'd love to tell you. There's a lot, and I'll make it as quick as possible. So, there was a point though about the cannabis oil that I wanted to make before we move on.
Sure.
Most important thing was the ingredients to this are available for everybody. It's 98% coconut oil, it's 1% peppermint oil, and it's 1% activated THC oil. That's it. It's only 3 ingredients. It's not a secret. And I don't want anybody to think I'm here to make money or try to sell a product. I want you guys to know that this is available to you, and all you need is cannabis to get the oil. Anybody can do that. That being said, I started on YouTube about 10 years ago as a video gamer at first. My buddy just kind of told me about it, and I found out about this guy, Hashbean, almost immediately, that was using cannabis on YouTube. And so me and my buddy Cyber, we used to go and watch this guy's YouTube videos. Then we found out he had a chat, an IRC chat, and then he went from an IRC to an actual video chat. And he became pretty big on the internet. And we stayed in that chat room for years, and I just kind of cut my teeth on the whole cannabis community, going to events and meeting them. We would meet up at Cannabis Cups. We went to Amsterdam a couple years, and it's just a whole group of people running all around the country and hang out and doing these things. And one day we were doing one of our little meetups, and I had the idea to start this thing, Trendy As Dabbers. It was because somebody had made a comment in the chat room, and they called us a bunch of trendy ass dabbers. And I said, I'm going to start a video channel. I'm going to call it Trendy Ass Dabbers. And it became the moniker and the thing that I started. And after a couple years of Trendy As Dabbers, it exploded. And I was making a lot of money as a YouTube broadcaster. And it was almost as if as soon as my audience found out I was making money and doing well, they turned me in for what I was doing on my channel, which was as you can tell, the kind of person I am. I'll sit here and I will listen. I will let you speak, and then I will talk, and I will hope that you'll listen and hear me, and I'll converse, and I'll let you have your opinions, and I'll respect them, whatever. When I'm on my podcast and I'm doing my thing, I go into this character. He's just like, you're all a bunch of cunts. Fuck you. This is my house. It's a totally different. It's a totally different. I play a character.
Yeah, it's
on my
actually
podcast.
quite wonderful to watch. It's liberating to watch. Sorry to interrupt.
So I kind of had to develop that because I had to develop this really thick skin because people would come on and just attack me. They brought my channel got taken down. It had 25,000 subscribers, and YouTube deleted my channel, supposedly. I got the whole channel back. I got all the videos back, and I proved that it wasn't true, that they don't delete channels on YouTube. They don't ever delete your channel. They just tell you they do. They fucking lie to your face. So I found that out, and then my whole experience on YouTube started going down. Started getting algorithmed. I started getting hidden. I became an absolute nobody. All 25,000 of my subscribers, they changed it. So you'd have to click a bell icon to get notified when I put up something on the internet.
Yeah.
So none of them would get notified when I would put something on my channel. And eventually it just dried up, and I changed the name just out of desperation because the name Trendy As Dabbers had been algorithmed. So I changed it to Nate's Garden. And now suddenly, and this was only a few months ago, and now all of a sudden I'm not invisible on the internet anymore. And things are starting to pick up. I've been dealing with this algorithming and this whole silencing of the right and then silencing of the left thing. And I've been on both sides of it, and I've seen it all happen. I warned everybody it was going to happen. When Adpocalypse happened on YouTube, I would laugh at Kyle Klinsky and David Pakman, and I said, I used to send you guys emails all the time, and I'd warn you, and I'd send you messages and say, look what's happening to me. Look what they're doing to my channel, man. I used to be huge, and now I'm a nobody, and they would never even acknowledge me. And now I'm sitting and I'm watching all this happen. This. Now they're calling it the
I mean,
cancel.
Well, the golden days
Not
of
to cut you
YouTube, I think, kind of have disappeared,
Yeah.
man. Because even our
not-
little hangout here used to get 60, 100, 200
Yeah.
viewers at a
Nope.
time live.
Yeah,
and,
there
and
you
it's
go.
just
He's
as soon
fucking-
as all that happened, it's like down.
We were at one time, Nay, this other guy's live podcast was an off branch of something called another thing I was in called
The Monday
shit.
night.
What did we call
Monday
it?
night. Hangout.
Monday Night
Yeah.
Live. Monday Night Live.
Mhm.
And we at one point we had 3,000 viewers, and it was all because of another YouTuber that kind of rustled up the information. But as a whole, we made this whole big huge team, and the same thing just dried up. It was depressing. Still is kind of depressing to think about.
I don't like dudes like us on the internet.
That's why I'm here now.
Yeah,
That's why I'm scared now.
You gotta clean it up for us, don't you, bro?
You know what's depressing? I never got a straight answer whether that cream would make my dick bigger.
Yeah.
Dude, it doubled
Yeah.
mine.
Maybe we should go
telling
into
you.
a sheath underwear.
It's pretty
A
awesome.
sheath underwear promo.
All right, yes, Kenny, it will make your fucking dick bigger. This is how you do it. You wait till you're flaccid. You put it on your dick, and you keep putting it on your dick. In about 10
Eventually.
minutes, it'll be big.
Do we bigger?
Nice. All right, I'm sold.
I'm sold.
Like I said, it doubled mine.
Just keep
Went
keep
from-
rubbing
went
it
from
on my
1
dick,
inch to
man.
2.
It'll grow.
Keep putting it on, and put it on faster
tell
and
you-
faster.
Here's
Use both hands.
Here's an interesting thing, man.
Use
This
both
guy. So to give you background on K6 here, he did 20 years in the Coast Guard, and then
I thought you were going to
so
prison.
he didn't touch any cannabis. He didn't touch any cannabis in that whole time. He gets out and he's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and holy crap, it's like this guy's tolerance. Like he was doing it every day for 20 years. The amount that he can handle, I'm like, dude, you're insane. And he's like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, you're fucking insane. How can you do that? How are you still going?
I don't know, but you know what though? Like I was really excited to be able to, jump back in because I really enjoyed smoking when I was in late high school and when I got to college, and then obviously I stopped. But now that I can, like I don't really feel the need to really do it anymore.
But you still do.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I mean, I have the option. I just
I can tell, when
Well, I
we
think-
met at the convention, before the convention, I can tell that like you weren't like you were taking a break or whatever. But that night when you smoked with me, I was like, I can tell. I think I can tell because you straight up told me that you hadn't smoked in a while.
I did. I smoked. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Maybe.
Yeah,
thought-
I remember Ray telling me I couldn't.
I remember Red telling you you could.
All I know is I didn't
Yeah.
go anywhere where there wasn't cannabis being passed around, and
Was it-
everywhere I went, there you
It's
were.
a very interesting change from California to even Nevada. Like, you to go from, it's not like it was all brand new in California. California, they had the medical and, that was from time to time. And that's since I was little, I remember them having the medical. But then to go like completely legal, and then all of a sudden, here's the scary part for me is as soon as it went completely legal, you're riding down the freeway in the middle of
you
traffic
fucking
and you're
smell it,
like, oh
walking out
man,
of
people are
people's cars.
smoking. Like you can smell it while you're riding your motorcycle down the freeway.
I smelled it. That was one fun thing about going to California and meeting you guys. I smelled it everywhere. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and then I went to,
Smell of burning pot.
yeah, and then you go to Vegas. In Vegas, it's everywhere as well, man. I was like, man, it's everywhere. So
It's up here too.
That shit's
the
so
whole
scary.
West
Like,
Coast.
I don't.
One
Like,
of the-
one day,
I
a
think
lady
it's a
was like
beautiful-
smoking a bowl in her car, like literally was driving with her knees and just like one hand on the pipe, one hand on the lighter. I'm like, you can't wait till you get to work.
It's seriously the
You know
girl
what-
in front of me at a
You know
traffic
what
light the
when
other
it-
day had a bong out.
when it hit
Sure.
the vapes, that's when I was like, oh, this is another level. I remember going, because at work they let you smoke vapes, and at the time, vapes were kind of new, and then all of a sudden people were showing up, and you're like, that smells like something else, my guy. And sure enough, you know, they were just using it as, you know, an excuse. And until they banned vapes at work, you know, you're like, oh, you can't vape, you know, whatever. But they were doing that. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. So I don't know if I'd enjoy the vape side of that because you're adding extra chemicals and like, yeah. But it's an option.
Fucking bullshit, dude. They say, oh, don't vape because you might get heavy metals in your shit. Everything's made out of stainless steel, and you're smoking out of stainless steel bowls. Shut up.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the process of making it into that vape
Oh,
fluid.
I'm still going to say, shut up. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Gecko.
I just wanted to get a dick. I'm trying to shock Nay. So
I've been standing here wondering if I should smoke a little today.
I think you should. I mean, in honor.
What, you just
I happened to pick the music before I put the stream on, and I was like, you know, I felt like reggae today. And literally, that's what's been going on for the stream. So if you're like watching it on the YouTube side, there's reggae in the background. By chance, by happenstance, I just like, hey, I feel like listening to.
There's no reason I shouldn't.
Let me get fucking Nate used to the chat. Used to the panel real quick because he's still kind of floating around on who you motherfuckers are.
Sure.
He knows me pretty well. So one, you got see that little motherfucker with the Suburban Delinquent T-shirt on. Suburban Delinquent is another friend of ours that you haven't met or heard of. But yeah, he's a little soldier just coming out of the army. He's all tough. He's a Mr. guy. And then right, and there the purplish pink NJD icon. He's a fucking rocket scientist and probably the smartest motherfucker you're ever gonna meet. The Rev is an incredibly talented motorcyclist that can zoom like Tron through the earth and has an obsession with reptiles. And will actually go to fucking the extremes to help you out. He's like a really loyal dude. One of the most loyal people I've ever met. And then K6 down there is a rich bastard by his own means, like you. He's fucking made his own money and he can make a turtle. He can turn a turtle into a time machine. You just got to give him enough money.
Yeah, I wish any of that was true.
All of you guys. And you have no idea how well I know Billy and what I know about Billy, and actually how well Billy knows me. So it comes as very high recommendation. If he says anything good about people, he let me tell you something. He's very particular about who he considers a friend of his. It goes, it says a lot about y'all that he considers y'all family. Definitely.
Well, that makes it feel nice,
right?
Yeah, I think I've known.
I might know.
It's crazy.
Billy that y'all might not know.
I'm sure of it. I still find it crazy. Like I met Billy 5 years ago, you know, on the internet, and we're still all hanging out. So it's been good times.
Ooh, this is a nice nug.
Stop talking about me.
This is a big one. It's a big one. It's a huge boy.
On a side note, a $20,000 gecko got sold in about 2 hours today.
Wow.
It's a very expensive gecko.
Right.
Yo.
Yeah,
laws that shouldn't exist. All gun laws are unconstitutional. Just saying.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
All right.
But I do feel like eventually it's going to be legal across the board.
No law regarding guns.
Yep. I hear you, Adam. I hear you. We're talking to each other.
I want my bazooka. I want a thermite tank. I want a goddamn MRAP. And I don't.
We're all talking to each other.
MRAPs are funny. I never got to ride an MRAP, but I love talking to my
an
MRAP.
MRAP.
Talk about that, yeah.
I don't want one.
No,
I've got a
I
roster,
spent
bro. I'll take an MRAP.
I spent a year working on them. You don't want them.
He's the guy that fixes
I
it.
have someone to work on. I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, those things are so cobbled together. They're just disasters.
Really? I thought it was supposed to be. I figured it was like a goddamn built like a Swiss clock.
Oh no, lowest bidder. The lowest bidder as fast as possible. That's what the
Is a Humvee better than an MRAP?
No, actually, Humvees
Yeah.
were not better than
I
MRAPs.
was gonna say I'm pretty good. As everything I heard was MRAPs were better than
Got a
Humvees
doggo.
at least.
Yeah, we only had to rebuild
Dog.
the MRAPs like once a month, whereas the Humvees we had to rebuild every single mission.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, goddamn.
How you feeling,
Dude,
Kenny?
a Marauder is
All
definitely-
Said, oh,
new
goddamn.
suspension.
that dog's chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, Marauders are pretty cool, but
Marauders are dope as fuck, bro.
BRB.
That's what you need is a Marauder.
we didn't have those.
Yeah, my wife made some pizza, so I'm gonna go eat some pizza, and I may or may not be back. I'm not sure.
All right, man.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
All right, but if I don't, catch y'all later.
That's why I'm getting
Later,
of the
Chandler,
show
dude.
because I ate and fell
Okay.
asleep.
Bye.
Yeah, I feel like eventually it'll be legal across the nation. I guess I'm always trying to understand how companies are going to handle it, because it's not like alcohol, right? It's not like some people you can't even tell, right? Number one, you can't even tell like anything. You wouldn't know. But it's not like alcohol in the sense is like you can't test it, right? To say you were smoking at work. It's just in your system. There's no way to say
Yeah,
you
you
were
can.
at that moment.
Yeah, they do have
Hold on,
ways now.
I gotta get a beer. Hold on.
That's the whole thing
that's-
about legalizing it is there's ways to test for it, and if you're driving or whatever. It's a bunch like Adam would know better because he's in Oregon, but it's a bunch.
So
of
now
shit
they
that
have
goes-
ways to test for it.
Right.
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah.
is they can do a saliva test.
Just
It's like a- Yeah.
Where you like just spit on the
It's
guy's
like-
face.
Well, it's
They're
like
like,
test. It's like testing a
Are you
pool
high?
chemical.
You're like,
You
It's
take
like
a
what?
swab. It's like
Uh-huh.
testing pool chemicals. You take a swab of their saliva. If it turns one color, THC is present, and if it doesn't, then it isn't.
Well, how long is THC left in your saliva?
30 days.
In,
saliva.
in
No,
your
it's-
saliva.
no, it's
I
7
think
days.
I think it's a few hours.
No,
in your
because
saliva.
at Amazon, when I started working there, they did the drug test and they did the swab test, and it was the week before that I had, and I looked everywhere, and I was like, shit, am I gonna get this job or not? And it was like they said it was like 5 to 7 days, and they did the mouth swab and nothing came up. So,
are you guys vaccinated yet? How many of you guys are
but
vaccinated
I've done the.
No.
I know the most
no.
thorough, longest one is the hair follicle one, because when I worked for the DoD, that's what they were like, no, we're doing the hair follicle. I was like, oh, all right.
According to Joe Biden, minorities like me don't know how to use the internet to
You
find
don't know
vaccination
how to
points.
use- I saw that.
I missed that one.
Yeah, he said it on the CNN town hall a few nights ago. They were like, why? Because they were talking about how it's like there's a huge amount percentage wise of white people getting vaccinations compared to the black and brown communities and shit like that. And so they asked him why he thinks that is, and he was like, well, he's like, people, minorities as well as people in rural areas and inner cities don't really know how to go online and look
Yeah,
for
it's not like
vaccination.
It's not like they have an iPhone that'll take them to fucking
They-
TikTok
We
instantaneously.
don't know how to use they don't know how to use the internet, so we don't know. When in reality, it's literally every minority going, well, we're gonna let the white people get this shit done, and then we'll see what happens later down the road.
Whatever you are.
How president?
Is that what I'm
Hey,
doing?
hey,
What'd you say?
hey, poor kids can be just as smart as white kids, from the president.
Right?
Kids can be just as smart as white kids.
And white kids can be.
What kids?
Growing up in an urban jungle.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I told my wife if anyone's trying to break into the house to just grab the double barrel shotgun and just shoot it. And
You
don't
know,
run
like,
away.
if your kid goes missing,
Shoot
you
him
know
in
how
the
you
leg.
find him.
Shoot him
If
in
your
the leg.
If your kid goes missing, you know how you find them. You fucking call the White House. Be like,
You heard of I heard,
I need you to find this thing. Back.
Oh Lord.
Joe Biden, Evie's over there.
I don't try to kill somebody. I just try to shoot him in the leg. I don't try to kill somebody when I shoot him. What was that? What was that? Lethal Weapon was the name of that movie. The name of the movie was Lethal Weapon, where he was saying that. I just tried to shoot him in the leg.
I just shoot him in the leg.
And at the end, what's he say? He goes, diplomatic immunity. And Glover goes, has just been revoked. Bam! I'm like, oh, that wasn't a leg shot, bro. That wasn't a leg shot.
Did you guys watch
diplomatic immunity.
Did you guys watch Donut Operator?
I never heard of that.
I watched Donut.
Okay, he just posted a video of a police officer, because they're always, when someone gets shot in a police incident, they're like, why didn't you use a taser? Why didn't he shoot him in the leg? Blah, 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 blah. He just showed a video where a police officer had a man charge at him with some big ass club and try to hit him in the head. And he shot the dude like 7 or 8 times in the chest, and he kept running at him. Like he kept point blank. This was in arm's distance, maybe a foot or two past that, and he was just popping him in the chest. And the dude was the video's running at him, and he's just big old smile on his face. He's got a smile on his face,
Get
like
rid of
this
that
ain't doing
9
shit.
45 auto.
There's a
Step up your ammo game, dude. And a 9 ain't enough,
bro.
45 auto.
45 ain't doing shit. Motherfucker high as... So there was a actually I think KTLA published the article earlier today, and it was like please shoot mother in front of her kids or some shit, like knife wielding mother in front of her kids. And like knife wielding, yeah, but they say in front of her kids. They try to say it like they're trying to make it all weird. But she had
stop the police officer from stopping himself from getting stabbed.
That's gonna be my death eulogy in the paper. Police shoot Billy Valentine while he was wielding an RPG. Anyway, he was
in front of his kids,
in front of his cat.
It's on the internet.
In
front of impressionable young men.
She was going fucking nuts, and she had a fucking knife, and she took her kids out into the middle of the damn street, and she's with a knife, holding her kids with the fucking knife and going crazy and shit. So this cop shows up, tries to de-escalate shit. She rushes him. He tries to hit her with the taser. The taser don't work. She's still trying to slash the motherfucker, so he lights her up.
Doing at this point, just kind of like dancing.
The kids are fucking they're there like, oh, my mom's, it's just mom hanging out with a knife, no big deal. No, but obviously the kids are freaking the fuck out, like on the goddamn floor, fucking because in the middle of the street because the mom took them out there. So they had
the rest of their lives, that affects the rest of their lives.
Mortar nets. You guys remember the Planet of the Apes mortar net? Pop, punk, and it just you get netted. That's what why don't police have the?
I know. I hate when that.
Why don't we have net guns?
Have you seen the ones with cars?
Guns. We do have net, man. Why don't they buy them? The problem is, here's the thing. I pay attention to that fucking shit on the stock market, man. Fucking like Halliburton, when it was fucking big, they fucking had net guns and shit. They were producing all kind of shit. The Boring Company secretly is producing kind of fucking shit like that, and no one buys it. Why don't they buy net guns? You have a very valid point there, because it exists.
You know what? I feel like Demolition Ranch or somebody did a video on the net gun, and they were shooting somebody with net guns. Someone did it on YouTube. I swear to God.
Bolos too. They have fucking. They have compression bolos, like they're like paint guns with bolos in them, and they fucking wrap around your fucking leg. Yeah, but they're fucking. Yeah, but they're fired from a rifle. It's beautiful. No one buys it.
What the fuck?
Dude, just shoot him in the face and let's get this shit over with.
Stop.
You have a fucking knife. Shoot him in the face.
We fucking produce in America. We produce a huge amount of veterinary tranquilizers.
What up, Moto XJ? How you doing?
37.62, 5.56 rounds that are tranquilizer rounds. You can fit your fucking medicine in, and people don't buy those. They buy too much of the drugs, so we can put it on the table.
I don't know because if you're gonna use a round like that, like if it's not 9mm, it's a bigger round. You're gonna have to start off like a bit distance from whoever you're trying to come into contact with. So you have to be. If it, I mean, and depending on the situation, you have to be anticipating it. Not because unless
experience with the trank rounds, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have it, if it's in a pistol, if
how powerful a
Are you saying just because
tranquilizer
it's faster velocity and it can punch through?
no,
versus
no.
making any
What I'm
damage?
saying is if you're gonna have it in something that you can load your fucking M4 AR-15 or some shit in, with cops have AR-15s, they don't have M4s, but if you're gonna load it into a rifle as compared to maybe like a fucking pistol wise, whatever the fuck, if they have that.
Hey, you can load it in a pistol.
You're normally in, like, I mean, you watch any of these interactions, most of the time cops are relatively close to you, so it has to be a fucking pistol caliber, it has to be something real close, and it has to be something that's gonna fucking put that person down within a cool like 3 seconds, because
Just carry a deagle.
yeah, just
You know,
carry it.
well, you know what's
Remember that?
interesting? I remember seeing
CS:GO
this.
head level.
I remember seeing a chart of the most deadly caliber weapons. Do you know what was on the chart as the most deadly caliber?
22 caliber.
22.
Yeah, because
Yep.
fucking execution.
No, because as the round
They
enters you, they tumble and bounce around inside you. They don't exit.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
no
fucked up.
extra.
That's like that fucking Steve Martin's
223s are
speech
effective.
from Steve
Oh,
Martin's
yeah.
speech from
That's-
fucking My Blue Heaven. Yeah,
why
the
223
22
is
goes in
used.
your head and it bounces around a little bit. You know, it just
Yeah,
doesn't
but
go.
yeah.
I mean, they don't
bang,
have. I mean, yeah, there's instances of the 22 just bouncing off of people's heads, not even making it through the skull. But it just doesn't
Right.
have that stopping power that you're looking for.
Brain.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
Head level.
It's a
Head level.
fantastic fucking story. My brother, God rest his soul, before he fucking passed, we were experimenting with 30-30 ketamine rounds, and they were hypodermic needles that go into it was a 30-30 shell with a hypodermic needle inside. It's pretty amazing.
Right.
You fucking load it up with your ketamine and your and you shoot it out of your fucking rifle, man. And it'll put a fucking deer about 1,000 pounds down on a 30-30 round. It's like 100 milligram of ketamine.
Yeah.
Instantly, I am intramuscular fucking introduced into this animal
Fuck.
instantly.
Yeah.
And all you need is a veterinary license
So-
to obtain it.
Yeah, so he loads one into like the day that we get these rounds.
Yeah.
He loads one up, puts it in the rifle, and then to prove a point, shoots it into the post. And so it fucking just sticks right in this post. It's sticking halfway in and halfway out. He's
Yeah.
like, I was like, I bet you can't fucking pull that out of there. And he's fucking reaches down. He's like, fuck you, man. I fucking got the hand strength to pull that out of that. And it comes out of the post, and the back pressure squirts ketamine everywhere. So it just goes in his eyes, all over his clothes, and his hair, squirts past my head. There's a mist in the air of ketamine. I'm like, whoa! I'm backing away. And like, he's like, oh, we joke about it, tell stories about it for about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes later, he's like, Billy.
Oh
And shortly
Have I
after
been
that,
this whole time?
Yes.
yeah,
Fuck.
What? Shortly
Sorry.
after that, he got an addiction. He got an addiction to opiates, man, which led to a meth addiction.
Yeah.
So it all started with shooting a fuck ketamine into a post, though.
Fuck.
God.
What a
Yeah,
great story.
So
what a great
I went to
story.
rehab. Guy he got branded as to be like the David Koresh of his town where he lived. He had a whole bunker. He had zoo animals, and he had that ketamine. He got so fucked up on that shit. When he came into rehab where I was at, I'd already been there for like a week or two, and they were trying to get him balanced. They couldn't get his drug thing right. He started going into all these. He would have seizures, and they had to give him more ketamine to keep him from going into seizures before they could get the right kind of drugs. That stuff
Holy
is
shit.
serious shit.
Had to keep him in a
It's
It
cage.
was a serious.
You become dependent upon it.
Yeah. That's what they do with like meth heads too and shit like that. They gotta give you more of it before they gotta give you someone to help you come down and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Well, that's why methadone is the key to heroin addiction, aside from psychedelics. It's just not fully accepted yet. When psychedelics fully gets accepted as a means of addiction, cure, it'll fucking all end.
Oh, you hear
Trust
about
me.
the whole microdosing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, never heard of that.
On another note, a lot of this stuff is public knowledge, but there's some stuff on this that I was like, oh shit. On Netflix, there's this new documentary called Spycraft. I don't know if you guys have watched it. There's a few episodes of it. It's really interesting, and they're going into depth from back in the day to like what they're doing now in like Spycraft. They're talking about all the techniques, the murders, assassinations, how Russia like put ricin in an umbrella and shot it into like some dude's leg, right? They go into the whole Kim Jong-il's brother or not? Who's the president of North Korea?
Okay, hold on.
Kim Jong-un is current
Yeah,
president.
how he killed his brother. He murdered his brother with a team of assassins. Like it goes into all of that. They break it down. It's really, really interesting. And again,
There's a controversy right now that people don't want to fucking watch Netflix because of their pedophilia, the things that they show on pedophilia. So some things that show up on Netflix are on other platforms. So if you don't want to watch this on Netflix, you can find it on 123 Movies. I've been watching Spycraft on 123 Movies, but
yeah.
It's
okay, good. You've seen it. Yeah, it's really intriguing.
I
Like,
literally posted a thing today on Twitter and I called them pedflix. That's why I've been sitting here all quietly.
Dude, I canceled my Netflix hella fast, and then my family couldn't live without it, so they're paying for it now. I really don't use it ever though.
Yeah, it was that they did this cheerleader fucking thing that like, I caught my daughter watching and I fucking lost my goddamn.
That was it. That was the thing.
Cuties.
Oh, yeah, I saw an article. I didn't read it, but I saw like, there was a month or two where people were going in on it.
My mind.
You guys should check out my show and see what I said about cuties when that whole thing went down. You guys should go back to that era and watch that podcast. Yeah. You guys would laugh your asses off.
I mean, I know
what I had to say.
It's just one show and everything, but I got like fucking shell shocked from it. I was like, oh, don't click Netflix for like a month. I was like, we're not fucking don't click that. Yeah. Don't click that.
Right. I watched Shoe on Head's reaction.
Oh yeah.
I watched her reaction on it, and only left leaning person. Shoe on Head. Yeah, it's the only left leaning bitch I watch on YouTube. But she was like, she was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Wait, Bobby,
what?
you lean left?
Yes. Yes, I do.
My penis leans
unbelievable.
My dick leans left now because my right nut is ascending.
You gotta understand, I am also left-handed, so it would make sense now, wouldn't it?
You see what's wrong with the left?
I
the
guess
left has fucked you in your life.
You're left-handed?
Kicked you out of the military because you broke your left shit.
I broke my left shit. I crashed and landed on my left and broke my left.
See? Bobby, do you play guitar?
I'm kind of fucking with it, but I'm left-handed as well when I play guitar.
We're not political at all. I mean, we'll fucking agree with you if you're right. That's pretty much it as far as politics goes. And the other guys, we talk about motorcycles and how gay each other are because you're.
Okay, look at he turns on his background and his fucking motorcycles everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of guitars back there.
Ghost, what have you been smoking?
Shut up! You know, I kept going, hoping no one heard that. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going, and maybe.
We let you have the first one. But the second one, Michael Jackson, we couldn't let slide.
Yeah. I mean, I was learning for a bit. I was getting better, and then I had to stop for a bit. And then when I moved back here to California, I wasn't playing. So now I'm like absolute trash again. But
I think it's because Bobby could be an illegitimate son of Michael Jackson. Look at him.
Now go.
Oh, was that was racist? Oh,
his little dance. Oh no, I was talking about his dance. Anyways, so you definitely play guitars.
I play the left-handed guitar.
Oh,
see, that's the thing.
Specifically,
left-handed guitars. And
if you guys
over here,
wait,
what's up?
If I don't answer, you say my name because I have to mute. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Anyways, I'm out of here.
Oh, Nate,
Pleasure
I was
talking to you.
Shut the hell
See you,
up.
fuckers.
All right, Rick.
Toodles.
Have a good one, man.
Good show.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
Hey, brother.
So you just happen to be a left-handed guitarist. What are the chances?
Yeah, I'm left. Been playing guitar for a long time.
Dude, it's always. I remember
I
like
tried once. I really sucked at it.
How did you even
China-
see Bobby's guitar? Like, I can
It's-
barely.
it's-
You
I
can't
did
see it.
not.
It's like black.
Guitar. He said I'm left-handed, so I asked him if he played guitar.
Oh, that's where it came from. Cause like I can't even see it back there. You could barely see anything was back there.
That's a left-handed Martin right there, bro. If you've ever never played a left-handed Martin, there's a whole. That's a whole other thing, brother. That acoustic.
finding anything left-handed guitars is a fucking pain in the ass.
Anything left-handed is a pain in the ass.
You gotta get it custom made, fucking all the time.
You go find me
When
a
I was
left-handed
14,
can
my-
opener.
Guitar, and the first thing I did was I flipped it over the other way. I was like, "This is way easier for me," and I was playing it backwards. And then the next year, my dad got me a left-handed guitar, and it was just I was like, this is the way it's supposed to be, like Jimi
Yeah.
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, motherfucking Jimi Hendrix just straight flipped that shit upside down and was just playing it upside down the whole goddamn time. Motherfucker, crazy motherfucker. I tried to do that one time to try to figure out how the hell he did it. I'm like, damn, that's crazy as hell. But yeah, this is just what's it called? Ibanez, however the hell you fucking say it. It's a Geo. Ibanez.
Bro, my first left-handed guitar was an Ibanez Roadstar 2.
Okay. Yeah. So this is mine,
Yeah.
and
They're
I
great
think
guitars.
it's a good one. It works. It does its job. I mean, obviously, yeah. It's been good to
Let
me.
me
It's been
tell
really
you
good to
something.
me.
Keep that Ibanez guitar forever. Don't ever get rid of that Ibanez guitar, bro. Keep it forever.
Don't plan on it.
Keep it forever and hang it up. I'm telling you, you'll love it. I wish I still had mine, man. I don't know what happened to mine. I think it got stolen or lefty.
Yeah.
Who steals a left? They got home with it and they're like, "Oh, it's fucking left-handed. I can't play this."
How the fuck do I play this? How am I supposed to sell this shit? Yeah, I got lucky. I found this one. Someone was selling it for like I think $120 because it has like a minor nick on the body. And that was it. I was like, oh fuck it. All right, here you go. I'll buy it.
Grab that. They get scratched. They get nicked. Every single one of my guitars has some battle scars. It's just what's up. This guitar right here, though, this one was played by Paul McCartney.
Oh shit.
What?
Yeah. Here.
That's crazy. It's gonna come back and it's gonna be signed.
No, it's not signed.
Oh.
I wish it was signed, man. I can tell you the story though. This is a hollow body guitar, so it probably weighs like 3 pounds less than a normal guitar. Like a normal guitar weighs like 9 to 10 pounds. This thing probably weighs like 5 or 4 pounds, something like that. It's because it's completely hollow. So like when you strum it, you can like hear it, unlike an electric. But now this guitar was hanging in the people that made it. They're called the Guitar Factory. They're in Orlando, Florida, and their logo is right there, Guitar Factory. These guitars are made famous by Jimmy Buffett. That's his select guitar. He plays like only Guitar Factory guitars. So these guys they made a lefty and they hung it up inside their store. And Paul McCartney came to Orlando to play. He was performing at the arena. And while he was there, they stopped by the Guitar Factory to go check out these guitars. And they had this guitar hanging on the wall. Paul McCartney came in, grabbed it off the wall, started playing it. They had him play it through like 3 different amps. And then his manager came up to Doug, the guy who made the guitar, and he's like, Paul will take the guitar. And he's like, great, man. He's like, it's $2,500. And the guy goes just like this. Paul doesn't pay for guitars. and they put it back up on the wall and left.
Damn.
So they called me up and they're like, dude, Paul McCartney played the lefty. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy that fucking guitar.
Paul McCartney
Gimme.
Paul McCartney said, I'm paying you an exposure.
They asked him if I paid 18. And it was because the guy I was working for used to be in a band with the guy who made my boss was in a rock band with the guy who made the guitar. So I got this killer deal on it.
That's what's up.
Charged me less than
That's pretty fucking sick. Paul McCartney tried to pull a ghost ninja talking to anybody.
Well, hey.
I'll get a bunch of views on my video.
Look, don't worry about it. It works sometimes.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Why are you bringing up old shit? Why are you bringing up old shit? It's not like I have a box of cameras sitting there. That's never
Any
opened.
360 cams, I'd like one and get hit again.
So, shit
That's
happens.
what's up.
Yeah, if you need some help testing those out, I can loan my assistance.
Dude, I bought a new helmet and it's like it's damn near the same measurements as
What'd you
my
get?
my Voss helmet, but in a large, it's the same thing. But I put it on and bitch was still tight, so I gotta
What
return
did
it
you
and get an
get?
extra large. Let me.
Well, just say what brand it is. Maybe.
Why didn't you just say what it is?
Yeah. He's like, I
I
want to
can
show
say-
you.
No, I can say it's an icon, but I can't tell you exactly which icon it is. But it's an icon.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
It's a-
Armada, the airframe.
it's an air flight.
Airframe. It's an airframe. It's the
airframe,
carbon. It's the carbon. It's the carbon fiber one. The gold.
Yeah, I think
one.
my next helmet's gonna be the Shoei X14.
Yeah. I wanted to get another Voss. I really did because I was like, I know like
You
they
need
fit good.
to.
and
You need
whatnot,
to.
but
You
they-
need to. You should have saved your money and bought a Shoei or an Arai,
Right.
or you will never ever put on a
Forever.
fucking
You
icon again. You won't ever put on a shitty helmet.
tell you
like
what,
that.
Tell you what, I gotta return it anyways.
Yeah,
I gotta
see,
return
Shoei.
it. See, the thing is,
Get a
it's
fucking
hard for
show,
me to-
bro.
it's
Buy
hard
it.
for me to
I'm
find a
telling you,
helmet that
buy
I
a
like.
Shoei.
See, the thing is, I also gotta like how it looks. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it. I get it. But
Yeah.
once you start riding with like a Shoei, an Arai, or an
Yeah.
upper echelon helmet, which is
Oh,
better
yeah.
for safety and things like that,
It's
you're
a
like,
whole
what the
nother
hell was
world.
I doing with an icon? Like, it's a
Yup.
completely
Well,
different ride, man.
I mean,
Is
again,
is that the one you crashed in?
Yeah,
You
this
mentioned
that every single thing that you see on this happened in one accident. This
Yeah.
all this saved my life. Up here is because of Shoei. And if you're gonna buy a helmet, bro, I would say go get a Shoei. That's why I'm here.
I have a Shoei
the
Quest,
helmet-
and I remember I was at work. I was leaving work, and some guy stopped me, and he goes, "That helmet saved my fucking life." And he had the same helmet, and crashed in it, and everything like that. I was like, "Good to know. Good to know."
I mean, like,
This-
so I had my Voss.
This is the antenna array impression of a Acura.
That's, a
That's
fucking
the antenna array.
Shit.
You can see it.
Yeah.
See it. Yeah. That's how hard I hit that bitch.
God damn.
That's
dude.
crazy.
So
Head
like,
on collision.
my Voss, I fucking thonked my head pretty good on the side of the fucking concrete. It held up really good. I didn't realize my head was like I had any kind of like, oh, my head's like a little sore until literally like 2 days later when all but it's a good helmet. I wanted to get another one of those, but for me it was just more like I was like, okay, cool, I can get another of these helmets, but there wasn't one that popped out. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm also looking for a helmet that looks good. I want to wear.
Yeah,
I wanna
I wish other companies did what Icon does with the graphics.
That's
And
what I'm
the only
saying.
thing.
Right?
I think that's where Icon they have that. They have those badass
Yeah,
graphics.
that's where they make their money.
Yeah, but if you're looking at safety and looking at comfort and and noise level, like Shoei,
Thinking
AGV,
Shoei?
You can't buy it based on
Shoei,
graphics.
AGV, Araya, all those companies make like the one helmet I have is the newest one I have is the Bell Race RX or DLX, whatever. That shit's crazy, man. That has 3 different composites built into it. one for slow crash, one for medium crash, and one for high speed crash, and they all do different fucking things. It's a crazy helmet, man.
Yeah, they got a lot of different.
That's kind of how the shark helmets are. They're made out of multiple compounds like that.
My biggest problem is I have I don't have an oval shaped head. Everyone has oval shaped heads. I can't wear like a normal oval shaped helmet.
So, oh, I see. Oh, look at there's.
I have a child-sized head, and that's an issue too.
There's a different like graphics on there. See, like, yeah, because like my helmet, dude. Honestly, like, after my helmet, I haven't seen a design and graphics.
Icon has it, man. Their graphics are. I love Icon's graphics on their helmets, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying. At least I know if I had another VOD.
I think it's showy. They'll sell you. I think it's a blank white helmet that you can take to an artist and have it like airbrushed, whatever you want.
Even Voss is literally the same as Icon. Same size setup.
There you go.
Well, we can't hear you there. What were you saying?
Billy's muted and his volume's really low.
Yeah, your volume is a little bit low.
He moved his stuff.
You gotta put it in your mouth. And
Maybe
talk.
you got fucking deaf.
Well, yeah, but that's beside the
You
point.
guys couldn't hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I
hear
hear
you. You're good.
I got a Ruroc just chilling in case. It fits me good enough to at least if I don't have a helmet in time, I can at least use that to do short trips. But I need a new helmet, so I mean I'm more than down to talk with you guys and stuff like that, just figure shit out.
You know my favorite thing about the Bell was it came with. I mean,
Yeah.
The helmet is $800 fucking helmet.
Yeah.
So, but it came with fucking the visor that's like changes monochromatic visor. I've always wanted one of those. Holy crap. It's such a game changer to be able to like go out right at nighttime and be able to see, and then or you know right early in the morning be able to see. Sun comes up and all of a sudden it's freaking Billy, you're muted, and all of a sudden it's freaking
I know I'm muted. Do you guys
I'll tell you the conclusion that I've come up with on those chromatic ones. Like they're not quite as dark as your dark smoke. That's the only thing.
Mine is definitely. I did a comparison.
Really?
Oh yeah. If you look at my video that I made comparing on the Bell review.
Like a new thing then, because like just a couple years ago, they wouldn't get that dark.
Yeah, if you look at my video I made on the Bell review, I did a comparison between the monochromatic, how dark it gets, and my showy, like straight up smoke dark visor. They're exactly the same.
Got you. I'll have to check that out. But that's not necessarily the case, so just be careful with those.
What was that, Nace?
Do you guys have radios in your helmets so you can talk to each other while you're riding together?
I use Cena.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you guys want the funniest story?
The Cenas, they're all robots. That's so funny. We all think like remember when I was fucking Mr. Biker with these guys. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, these fucking Iron Man fucking sound systems in your helmet. I still got mine. Cena 110 that takes video. And what's so cool about it, when you start the video, it starts recording 30 seconds before you started recording, just in case for insurance reasons.
Isn't that amazing?
No. That's in case the government. No.
Yes.
So, yeah.
My old radio headset in my helmet used to pick up people's phone conversations outside. You could go outside an apartment complex, and you could just drive through the parking lot, and you fucking you tap into people's phone conversations. And I would do it for fun. I would just go eavesdrop on people. It was so interesting. And one day, this is the craziest thing. I'm eavesdropping on this conversation, and this guy's talking to his mom, and he's saying, I have no idea who this is, right? And he's like, I sold my first car today, Mom. And she's like, oh, let me get your father. And I'm listening to this whole fucking conversation. I'm getting this guy's whole fucking, oh, how's so-and-so? How's your sister? And your blah, blah, blah. And I remember every part of this conversation. And like a month later, I'm out riding my bike, out in Daytona Beach. We lived in Longwood, which is kind of near Orlando. So it was a nice hour's ride out to Daytona. And we would ride out there, and I would ride with these guys. and we'd all have our little radio headsets things in our helmets, and we'd talk. We'd have so much fun, and we'd do wheelies down Interstate 4, and we didn't give a fuck, and it was so awesome. We used to just love that life. I just loved it. And one day we were coming back in Daytona from Daytona, and there's a guy on a Green Ninja. It's kind of like mine, but it was a 600 and I was on a 900, and he kind of hooked up with us because my buddy, and it's funny, you said Arai, and you reminded me of my buddy Torch. He'd only use Arai helmets, him and his brother, and he used to have an R1, and he could fucking wheelie that R1 like a unicycle. He rode it around like a fucking unicycle. And we would be on I-4, and he would be changing lanes and being stupid. And this kid came up to us, and he wanted to ride with us and shit. And we're like, yeah, man, what's up? We're all riding together. And when my friend peeled off to go home on the R1, I peeled off to go to Longwood, and the kid on the 600 peeled off with me. And we stopped to go get gas. So we both stopped at the gas station, and we talked, and it was really cool. I was like, yo, you live around here? He's like, yeah, bro, right down the stairs. Like, cool. Right on. Maybe I'll run into you some other time. He's like, cool. So he fucking gets on his bike. I get on my bike, and we leave the gas station. We go down the highway about 1.5 miles, and we both turn into my fucking neighborhood. And it was a big neighborhood, granted. It had like 800 units in here. But we both lived in the same fucking neighborhood. We'd never met each other before. And I'm like, wait, you live in here too, bro? And he's like, yeah. It's like, where do you live at? He's like, right over here. And he took me over to his place. And we parked, and I was like, man, you sell cars, bro? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what's your first? I start asking him like a million questions, and I start fucking with him. I'm like, was it a Focus, bro? Was it a 2006 Ford Focus, bro? And he's like, wait a minute, man, how do you have all this information about me? I fucking told him about the radio.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was so funny. I'm like, oh, he's going. He ended up being my best friend. Turned out to be my best friend for the longest time until he moved to San Diego.
Shit.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where I'm from.
And now he
San
lives
Diego.
next door to Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, now he looks like. So I mean, that's how a lot of us have met.
Hey,
so
nice.
So K6, the guy that was in here earlier, me and another friend were going riding one day, and he needed to get a GoPro battery. So he goes, "Hey, meet me at Best Buy." And I'm like, "All right." So I meet him I go to Best Buy to meet him, and I get there, and he goes, "Hey, so we're waiting for someone." I'm like, "Who are we waiting for?" He's like, "I came in, I got my battery, and this dude saw me on my bike, and he's like, oh, he's like, I ride too." And they started talking. He's like, "Can I go with you guys?" And we're like, "Yeah, whatever, man. We're going out." We were going out for a couple-hour ride in the middle of nowhere, and he was like, "I'm in." And so he rode with us. That's how I met Kenny, that K6, that guy. That's how I met him. And he had just moved to San Diego because he was in the Coast Guard, so he had just got stationed there like a couple days before. And now he's like one of my best friends, and we met just by happenstance, where he was like, "Where are you riding? I'm just moved here. I want to go ride with you." And like that's
what
how
kind of
we
bikes
met.
do you ride, bro?
What I ride? I have 3. So I have a GSX S750, a Daytona 675, and then I have the new Daytona 765.
You might know my friend, man. San Diego's not that fucking big.
Yeah.
I
I know a lot of people.
Okay, his name's Mike Palmer. You know Mike Palmer? He's in a UFC shit, tall blonde-haired guy, and he rides.
Anybody here from Italy? Anybody here from Italy? You know Giuseppe?
What does he ride?
Wait. Dude, when you are in a motorcycle community in a town, you get to know people. You see them, just like he said. You run into people, man. You meet.
That's true.
Bikes,
That's true, man. I wouldn't know these motherfuckers if I didn't start riding a motorcycle.
I thought you might have ridden together, man.
Well,
he goes to the track and race.
A lot of this. So this podcast, or this, I guess it's a podcast, and Billy referenced earlier.
Unmuted.
So
don't call that guy a dick anymore.
So Billy referenced another podcast that used to happen on Monday. And they were bigger YouTubers. I mean, we went on there too. I've been on there, and they're like million subscriber YouTubers that were running that. And so that's where the name for this podcast called The Other Guys came from, because we were the other guys, right? We were the smaller ones, so it was the other guys. But we all met. So that's where I think this is really cool because like we're talking about the motorcycle community, and there's that thing that you just right. So now you add the YouTuber side. So now you have two things of people have common interests that just click together. And so a lot of us have met. I'm talking about around the world, like Ehart here. She's here in what state are you in? Michigan. She's over in Michigan, right? Adam is over there in Oregon, or he's over in Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Normally we have another gentleman who jumps. We've had a lot of people who are from
Random Life is from Australia.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Random Life from Australia.
Fish is from London.
One of our other friends. Yeah, one of our other friends. He's in London. There's people that come and watch this stream, and they're in Germany. Like, so there's a big. It's crazy to see how you have two communities that, in their own perspective, you have a kind of that camaraderie. But then you put them both together. It's crazy, man.
Next SCMM is gonna be held in like the desert in between.
Right. Bobby and I actually met being a part of a time travel organization, time travel thing that we were enlisted in. Hold on, man. Springfield, Missouri. That's where we met. Springfield, Missouri. It's a weird thing called Camp Kanakwa, which was disguised as a fat kid camp because we were both real fat. So then we got there all fat, and they fucking sent us back in time and shit. It's weird.
Yeah,
anyway,
I told you weren't supposed to tell anyone about that.
Well, fuck them.
It was in the rules. You signed the contract.
Do you guys consider yourselves podcasters?
No,
not really.
Are you?
Is that
you often you go live? You once a week?
Yeah,
every Friday.
This podcast, my channel is mostly other stuff, but this has been going on since 2013. Every Friday, since 2013.
So check this out, man. You know Graham Elwood?
No.
What up, Monster Honda? How you doing,
so
man?
You guys, you can go on YouTube and you can watch his movie. It's called Earbuds. It's about podcasters. I think you guys would really love it. It changed my life, and it could change yours too. It's like a 2-hour movie. It costs like if you buy it on YouTube, it's like $14. You can rent it for like $4 or $5. But it's called Earbuds. It's by Graham Elwood, and it's got just a little cameo appearance by Joe Rogan in it. But he covers just people like you and Billy and me, people that are doing what we're doing. And it talks about and gets into how we affect other people's lives. Man, it'll change your fucking life, I'm telling you. Graham Elwood changed my life. Billy changed my life. Billy changed my life, too. I like to talk about
Let me say something about changing people's lives.
Sandwiches fucking changed everything for me.
Let me tell you about changing people's lives real quick, actually, Nate. So I've been streaming on Twitch for a hot minute right before I joined the army, and then while I was in the army, and now I had viewers that were in high school when they found my stream and they hung out and played with my shit, and then as I was joining the army, they asked me whatever it was, and while I was in the army, they started asking me questions. I don't hear from them for a while, and then they come back into my streams, obviously, because I disappeared for a while. They came back and they're like, "Hey, I'm a Marine now. I'm doing this in the Marines. You helped me. You talked with me through this stuff, and I had guys that joined the Navy. I have someone that joined the Air Force. It's fucking crazy. Like the whole time I'm like, and I'm real with them though. I'm not like a recruiter. I'm like, yeah, it's the greatest fucking thing in the world. Because I'm always like, hey, I joined the army. I joined the infantry because I wanted to fuck off. I wanted to shoot guns. I want to do badass shit. I do cool guy shit. But like, but I'll tell them like, hey, I'll be like, hey, listen, when you go to your recruiter, cause I don't know how on the Marines work, but like, I know the Marines do some weird shit, but I'm like, hey, tell them you want to do this. If you can get it done, if you want to do this, if this is a specific job you want to do, so I gave them advice and I talked them through it, and I told them what my life was like, just like my everyday life before I got married while I was in the army. Like, well, this is what it was like in the barracks. This is what it was like when I go to work every day. Here's what the field is like. Here's you know, just in general, what base life is like. And then they asked me questions, and I talk them through it, and I was real cool about it. I was real with them, and next thing you know, they're all like, they've been in they're like, some of them been in the Navy for like 2 years. I got a guy in the Marines that's about to re-sign. I go, it's fucking crazy. It's really cool, but you know that, and it's real. You can affect people from all over the world. It's crazy.
Bobby, can you pull up YouTube right now? You have the ability to pull up YouTube and check out.
No,
check out
I don't think he has the ability. I mean,
Joe Biden says like, yeah. Joe Biden says he doesn't know how.
Where are you from, Bobby? Where are you from, Bobby? Ethiopia? I don't think they got YouTube in Ethiopia.
My question is,
hold on.
If you can pull up the real earbuds, just watch the trailer.
Earbuds, yeah, I got you.
Earbuds, watch the trailer. It's like a 30 second, 1 minute. It's just the trailer is really powerful.
Wait, it's the full name?
Earbuds.
By who?
Dude, I wish my trailer was really powerful.
So here,
hold on. Shut the hell up, everybody. By who?
Graham Elwood.
Graham Elwood.
Is it called earbuds? Am I saying it wrong? Is it not called earbuds?
I don't.
Yeah, I think so. It's called Graham Elwood. Graham earbuds.
Graham Elwood. So I found. I don't know.
I like keep finding
fucking
earbud reviews.
I found there's a guy named Graham Elwood who's a comedian and filmmaker. I found that guy.
Graham Elwood. That's
right, let me try to find his like video or something. Like, I know what you're talking. Let's see here. He's got a website.
Oh, I see it. I found it. So you want to hear one of my favorite stories.
Oh yeah.
Is so like
I said, earbuds should be 2 words.
Yeah,
he's got a website, grahamelwood.com, and it's on his website. It shows earbuds pod movie. So I got it up. I have it hanging out. I'll watch it later tonight.
Here's one of my favorite like stories in the way being a content creator reaches people, right? So earlier in my channel, and this was a few years ago, this company I seen made bottle openers, but they were 50 caliber bottle openers. I have one. They're 50 cal bottle openers, and I hit them up and I was like, hey, oh yeah, here. So my kid brought one. So it's these. Here's a bottle opener, and you see it's engraved with my stuff. Anyways, so I hit this company up. I thought it was a cool product. I said, hey, I have an idea. I'd like to do a giveaway on my channel, but I wanted to, like, one of my things was I wanted to help people in my, right? And I was like, I want to do a challenge and say, hey, go help someone, maybe give them food, a homeless person food, whatever, and show me that you're doing something good, and we'll do a giveaway. And the guys was like, I just sent him an email, and I said, here's my idea. I get an email back from this guy. This motherfucker is an ex-Navy SEAL. Well, in San Diego, almost like, I want to say about 4 years ago, there was a Navy SEAL who was on a Ducati, who ran over a lady. There was like a heated moment, and a lady chased this motherfucker down, and she ran him over and killed him. And so I made a whole.
It was all over the news.
Yeah. So I made a video. I went to. They had a whole thing. Obviously all the motorcycle community got together. They had a thing. So I made a video. I kind of talked about road rage and specifically on a motorcycle, how it's dangerous and how you gotta, even though they may be in the wrong, you gotta keep your cool and you can't, because they're in a bigger vehicle. Anyways, so I write this guy, and he goes, hey, he wrote me a huge email. He says, first off, yeah, I'm definitely going to work with you, but I need to tell you, I watched your channel, took a look at your channel, I saw your video on this guy. Well, I forgot to hit the gentleman's name. And he goes, I know him. We went to Buds together. We were the first SEAL team into Iraq. And he wrote this big email and was like, dude, I watched your video, and your video touched me, how you represented it. And you weren't bagging on him for what he did, but at the same time you're trying to teach like you're trying to talk about why that's bad, but not trying to. You weren't making it. It was like I was like, holy, my mind was blown. I was like, dude, that's so crazy. And that was the first time I met someone that was like, you know, that there was like just this connection, dude. And he was like, it was crazy, man. And I saved that email. Like, that's my email. And I was like, dude, I've gotten a few other, but that's the one where I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Imagine being in the invasion and then coming home and getting run over by some angry ass
bitch. Yeah,
I know, right?
Right. In the 70s and 80s, man, people coming back from Vietnam, man, people were killed, trampled to death, fucking lynched, starved to death.
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
So
a lot of soldiers.
Ghost Ninja, you too, brother. You're gonna tear up, man, when you watch that Earbuds. If you watch that show, bro, you will tear up because it's gonna touch you, man. You already got it, and so does Bobby, and Billy does too. Because I hear your stories and how you guys have already experienced it, and once you've experienced that, you don't want to stop doing it.
You're right,
because you know that you're affecting people in a big way.
Just like Brokeback Mountain.
This fucking guy.
Dude, Billy comes into the podcast like every day. He
like
fucking cracks me up. This is what he does. He comes in. I go 3 times a day every day.
I just love you guys, and I'm trying to keep you, think about things in different ways. Think outside the box.
Billy, you almost hit every single one of my shows, man.
I do. Yeah. Well, that's funny fact. It is a fact. This is a fact. I require a certain routine. I'm autistic. I got fucking low levels of autism going through my brain. So
I never heard you say that.
I settle into certain routines throughout my life, and I try to keep those going as long as possible because the longer I'm in a routine, the more comfortable I am. If that makes any sense. And
no, it makes sense.
The less anxious it makes.
I start feeling guilty. I know I'm going late.
I know what to expect. And part of my new retard routine, that's what I call it. My retard routine is I gotta fucking have nay in the morning, man. So I'll have an hour and a half, and that's before I get to work. So I'll fire up the machines and everything and let things warm up, like get the heat going in the grow tent, get the hot glue gun fucking warmed up, so on and so forth. Fucking soldering station hot. And all the while, I sit on my ass and drink my coffee with Nay while he's fucking yelling at people and calling them dipshits for being like dipshits. It's the best. It's the best. It starts out my day so great because it's comedy. I like a positive note. So anything that makes me smile is positive in my book. I don't care what the fuck it is. It could be a pedophile getting his head chopped off. For all I care, I don't fucking care. But it's not. Luckily, it's Nay yelling about pedophiles getting their head chopped off.
I'm a singer who can't sing anymore because I've chosen podcasting over singing, and I scream and yell on my podcast. So I can't sing anymore because I'm always hoarse. I can't hit my notes anymore.
Just switch over to growling. Learn to growl.
To me, in my mind, you're like a neurotypical that acts like a fucking Asperger's patient like me, and it's like, whoa, this guy gets me.
Monster Honda, no, the lady actually, the lady's not incarcerated anymore. She got out.
Did you ever notice? Have you noticed, Nay? Have you noticed that Ghost Mike is almost on fire and he's in danger?
Oh no.
Yeah, I love that. I was looking at that and I was kind of getting some Mike envy, actually.
Isn't it fantastic?
This is my favorite part. Watch.
Oh my god!
This mutes the mic. This mutes the mic.
What the hell just happened to his microphone?
And now you can hear me.
I like the honeycomb on there too. For someone like me that smokes oil, the honeycomb has a special place.
It's a good-looking microphone. I always admit that. Those are really good-looking microphones.
For USB mic, it's a
and they they do a really good job actually.
Well, it has a
It's
built-in pop filter as well, so
Yep.
I don't have to have the pop filter on it.
My ass, I gotta reach over here and press the mixer to fucking fully mute my mic and shit.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I like that.
So what microphone is that?
It's the HyperX Quadcast mic.
Hyper.
I wish I had the soundbite.
Yeah.
Right, that's hot. Ooh,
That's
that's hot.
I have,
That's hot.
I have the same one as Billy.
That's hot.
Yeah.
No, Billy has the Blue Yeti.
Why?
Wait, did I miss something?
This is my favorite microphone because it's
The Yeti? Oh.
It's like right now it's like I'm a professional podcaster, and then you can get really fucking deep into his ASMR. Listen to my tongue parts. Listen to my tongue parts.
Nice to see you, bro.
That's how I started, was with the Yeti. Actually, I started with a snowball, and then I got to the Yeti.
What'd you say,
Snowball's
Nate?
a
Are
small
you
one,
leaving?
right?
So
Oh, look, head
Yeah.
But mine has like the squishy pop filter, and Billy has
Yeah.
the external.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I did.
I've just found to not.
This is just.
I just don't
to me,
pop
that?
to not pop when I talk.
this is more like a spit guard than a pop filter, right? It's not really.
Yeah.
It actually, I did test that exact same kind of pop filter out with my Yeti, and I was doing the making the sounds and shit like that, and it does actually like help a good amount to like keep it from actually like you'll still spike, but it won't be as harsh and as like sharp.
Mothman said, "You got snowballed."
God damn it!
You got Mothman.
After
I slowly look over to my other monitor to see that.
After I scream at you guys a lot and shit, the next morning I see little spit,
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
spit, like loogies and shit stuck to it.
Dude, this thing's
I just like I like that
I
it
gotta
has like
sanitize that.
I like that it has like the red string as well for the
Oh yeah, the bands.
the bands.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. They had the RGB version, but it didn't have the red bands, and I was like, I want those red bands. Definitely want those red bands.
That is definitely somebody that rides a motorcycle.
Well, mine has an icon brake.
Oh, he's got
Brake
a
cylinder
fucking brake
band.
fluid. Yeah. That's funny. You know what? I stopped putting those on my bikes. They steal them. I've never.
Do they
had one-
really?
Dude, all
Yeah,
the time.
people steal them.
Dude, I've bought so many. I'll come out and like, I'm like, where the fuck did that thing go? And people steal them like left and right.
People
so
steal
freak.
fucking anything, dude.
Yeah. That's for my Rockster. I love the graphics. You know, anything cool and sticking all over the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to be a professional thief. A real low down, dirty piece of shit motherfucker.
Happens.
I never stole anything. I just acquired.
Right.
I like that. I acquired. Yeah. Where'd you get that? I acquired it.
I acquired it.
I found it. I just found it.
When I say professional thief, I just mean like I would just like everything I fucking saw. Like until I was 20 years old, I thought that I just thought about how to get it.
Yeah.
And
He
not
was
like
like-
how to
he
get
was
my
like-
own work,
He was
but
like
how to get
Simba.
that.
He was like Simba. You know how they go, everything the light touches.
I was, yeah. I will get you. You will be mine. Like a fucking Ocean's 11 fucking shit where this guy's like, oh yeah, gotta have that. I'll take this. Or like The Jerk with Steve Martin. Gotta have
So
this
when I-
remote control.
I,
I'll take this chair.
when I was
This-
younger, I remember one time. Kids don't listen to this. Anyways, one time I was like, so I was with my nephew and we went to this liquor store, and I remember I was talking to the dude, and I was distracting him. Meanwhile, my nephew was stuffing things in my pockets, and then the guy thought that my nephew was stealing, and so he went, and we were kids, so he went and he like, empty your pockets, blah blah, and he had nothing. And then I remember we get home, and I fucking pulled all this candy out of my pockets, like everything. And my sister's like, "Where'd you get that?"
yeah.
So we told her, and she's like, "Good job." That was my sister, man, dude. My nephew's dad one time we were at like Vaughn's or something, and we were like, he was teaching me how to eat the food while you're in Vaughn's. Like he was like, yeah, you eat it, you know. And so as we're walking out of Vaughn's, he goes, "Don't forget your bike." And I was like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Don't forget your bike." And I never, I didn't click. It didn't click in my head. Like I didn't understand. And so then we left, and he goes, "You should have got the bike." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, I told you, don't forget your bike. You should have just grabbed the bike and walked out." And I was like, "What if the dude saw me?" He's like, "You would have just took off, and then I would have picked you up in the car." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Damn.
Yeah, that was my childhood right there.
Now the deep state comes after you for that, and they get your picture, and they can just compare the distance of your pupils from each other compared to where your nose is.
The facial recognition stuff, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yep.
Damn.
That's how they got all those people in the Capitol, man. They've got surveillance footage of these people, and I saw some of it, and it's super high definition what the surveillance cameras in the Capitol had, and I'm like, oh, they don't even need the cell phone footage, man. They're just using the stuff they got from their.
You want to know something crazy? Think about this. The U.S. offered the Europe to set them up with this. So all the surveillance cameras that are in the UK and in Europe, the U.S. set up under the condition that they give all the data to the U.S. as well.
Obama sold hella ports in LA to China, and then Biden removed a Trump executive order.
Yeah, he was trying to stop that.
That China can go ahead and fuck him and get involved with our power grid.
I was just explaining that to a friend who's like super left wing. I was like, you saw what Biden did, right? Like he literally removed all the restrictions on China that Trump had put in place, allowing them to do all this fucking crazy shit again.
As much as people want to,
like,
exactly.
As much as people want to shit on Trump and whatever your views is on everything, whatever, there is so many things he did that was very, very, and I'm gonna say this, nationalist, which isn't a fucking bad goddamn thing,
right?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent. No, you can care about your fucking country and do shit like say, hey, China, you can't fuck with our power grid. I'm not gonna let you. And be like, hey,
we'll just
China,
poison your fucking water.
You can't
Florida.
buy up. No, fuck off. You can't buy up our fucking ports and shit like that. Like there are things you gotta do to protect the country. And then motherfuckers want to be like, oh no, fuck it. Oh my goddamn Joe Biden over here, like, hey, China's over there having a genocide on a whole entire people. But you know what? That's a different culture, so that's okay. They can do it.
Well, you guys saw what happened in Florida, right? With the water.
When?
Around
2 weeks
around
ago.
the coast with that.
Yeah, someone.
Oh, no.
All right, so about 2 weeks ago, a water treatment plant got hacked, and they changed the chemicals.
Yep.
Where if they didn't catch it, it would have killed like thousands of fucking people. I want you to know that's not unique. Our power system is as shitty. Our power grid system is as shitty as that water system. Like,
wait, I don't understand
fucked.
how a water. Hold, can you hear me? Can you fucking hear me?
Now we can.
How can a water purification system poison its water?
It's really a chemical treatment plant. That's why.
Because
your water they put chlorine and they put other chemicals in there to clean the water to get rid of the bad bacteria, right? So what they did is
chlorine and bromine.
So what they did, so what the hackers did is they basically added a whole bunch of extra chemicals. They changed the system so they would add these extra chemicals into the water that would kill someone. They would kill people.
So instead of like 2.5 parts per million, they were adding 2,000 parts per million.
Yeah. So it was caught by they caught it, but if they didn't catch it,
this sounds like Alex Jones shit. This doesn't sound real.
This is legit. This is 100% legit.
Hey, but it was true. They were making the freaking frogs gay with the chemicals they were adding to the water.
This is 100%.
I mean, I'm not.
facility filter.
Hey,
or
Bobby, how do you
filtration.
sanitize a water buffalo?
Bleach.
I'm not. Dude, I am
no,
not calling you. I am not calling anyone a liar.
Brand water filtration. Only snort
Go
half a
to-
line of
Go to
super.
YouTube. Go to
You had
YouTube.
that accent down so fucking well. You had that accent down so good.
so good.
That is so good.
I thought he was here.
That was so good.
Oh, it's crazy.
Dude, go to YouTube, back that up, and listen to yourselves. It does kind of sound like some straight up Alex Jones shit.
But you gotta understand, even you can say that, but you gotta understand he was right about the frogs being turned gay because they kept adding chemicals to the water.
Frogs were already asexual.
No,
They are
could-
literally our thoughts out of our mind as we sit here. They're snorting them like kinds of.
Holy
I'm
shit.
telling you, it is possibly what you're going to want to do is look into our water purification and, of course, only snort half a line of super male vitality. I do it every morning.
Oh my god. That is so good, dude. That is so good.
Yeah, because I mean, fuck, I've seen Jurassic Park. I know frogs can turn themselves into whatever gender they want, but the problem was that they kept adding shit to the water, and it kept making them the same sex. They would involuntarily become the same sex. So that was what was happening.
And that's why you
Listen.
should believe every other thing that Alex Jones says. Too,
Every
bro.
other thing.
Every single.
Every other
yeah.
thing he says.
No, it's true though. Like if you watch, like a lot of the stuff he says comes true, and then a lot of the stuff he says, you're like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Remember when he chased that one guy on the streets?
On the street,
Come
he
here,
ran-
coward!
He ran like a girl. He was like, that was
Come here,
hilarious.
coward! He chased his ass.
Yeah.
Bite me.
Listen.
He was
I fucked
right.
a lot.
He was right about the owl worshippers.
Yeah. Oh no, that's been right.
I don't. I just think it's crazy, man. Like some of the shit that can happen is crazy, man.
Molag ball.
Listen. I fucked a
What,
lot.
Billy?
I fucked a lot of frogs, okay? That shit don't happen.
We used to put a gallon
were
of
they-
bleach in the
were
water
they
well.
gay?
Yeah, I believe that. That sounds about right. It cleans the
Yeah.
water.
I smoked a moth.
That sounds
I smoked
right.
a moth once.
Yeah, Moth. Because in the military, we have like the water buffaloes, right? And after those things are emptied, we empty them out after like any kind of field mission or shit, any actual missions in overseas. Motherfuckers throw a bunch of bleach in that bitch, and you gotta fucking clean that shit out. You send one of the smallest dudes in there to fucking clean out the water buffalo with bleach, and then you fill it back up with water. You're like, this.
Because of
would
that, I actually have an ultra sensitivity to bleach now.
Jesus.
I cannot be in the same building where bleach is being used.
You have to inject the bleach. You have to hit the body with disinfectant. You have to inject the bleach.
There's an article. There's an article
it
talking
fucking
about
sucks. So like when my wife
with that
does
old-
the whites, I have to leave the house.
that. Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Bro,
There is.
I know. What about Alpha Brain? Who's got their best Joe Rogan impersonation?
Joe Rogan?
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
I've never tried Joe Rogan before. I don't know. It's more.
I've never tried it either.
You got to be a little bit quieter, and then you got to kind of just like, bring your voice kind of like this. And you're gonna be like, what's the guy? What's his dude that he calls to like play videos? What's his
Jamie.
name?
Myself.
Jamie. And he's like, that's fucking crazy, man. He's like, yo, Jamie, pull that up on the thing. Yo, you ever? What is he talking about gorillas? Big, 500-pound silverback gorilla, and he's fucking angry, and he's just pissed at the world. Oh! If you don't think a gorilla would eat a baby, you haven't listened to literature.
I mean, he's literally the king of podcasts, so.
Yeah, but he's like, it's very hard to. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever sat down, buckled down, and tried to pin down an impersonation of Joe Rogan.
No
Have you
one
ever
has.
heard anybody do that? I've not heard anybody do that yet, ever in a world.
I just followed you, Nays, on Instagram. That's what's up.
It wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Pretty simple.
It's not.
like,
You just
What? Huh?
You really, honestly, you just gotta have the same octave and you're good. Octave. Sorry, I keep saying octave. Octave. You got the same octave and you're good.
I dare you to come down here. Fucking
Don't even want it, bro.
Didn't land on the moon, bro.
Man, I've been having a lot of fun with flat earthers recently, trolling flat earthers online.
Bro.
It's the fucking most fun in the world because they're getting worse. We thought we had it bad.
Dude.
Oh, dude, it's twice
Would
as
you
bad. These
A couple
motherfuckers.
of the,
Yeah,
a couple
we
of the
were talking-
rocketry Facebook pages, like jump onto that stuff and just like.
Oh, I was watching
God.
the Perseverance landing on
Yeah.
the live stream, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, these motherfuckers must be having a field day. Be like, it's fake. It's fucking fake.
Yeah.
They're in a fucking they're in a
Why are they
studio.
not showing live? Where's the live?
Well,
video?
where's the
They're not
live
showing anything
stream?
live.
Yeah.
It only cost $2.1 billion. So I really, if you told someone that who's saying it's fake, say, hey, you think it's fake, but they only did it for 2.1 billion, and they're like, oh really? Wow, maybe that is real. I mean,
I
wow,
can't wait.
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them try the drone thing. That fucking sounds dope.
Yeah, dude. Friggin' flying the helicopter.
Yeah, the little helicopter thing
Yeah,
that
I
they
was-
put on.
Oh,
there.
is that what they have?
Yeah, they put
Yeah,
a
they
little
sent-
helicopter.
They
to
sent a
test
little
it.
helicopter with the rover.
Yeah, so they're gonna test
So
it
it's,
for
it's-
future. For
So
future.
it's so it's the Perseverance rover and the Ingenuity helicopter.
Okay.
So we call them Percy and Ginny.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be dope.
So it's searching basically for life. That's why I was telling you earlier, Nay, on your fucking one of your shows earlier. I was like, well, at least it's for space buds, because that's what they're looking for. They're fucking looking for space buds and fucking space dudes.
Well, my understanding is they specifically landed this rover into one of the bigger lake beds, looking for signs of life from previous
Most
space
of
buds.
most of the science equipment
The
is
only
based
important
around
thing, you
finding
idiot.
life or signs of past life.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. But the drone or the helicopter thing is, I guess they were talking about is for they want to test it out so that eventually maybe future missions they send bigger ones that can do more things.
Right? Or we can start adrenaline sports companies on Mars. We'll be like,
There
hey,
you go.
come on.
Bro, imagine how imagine if someone
Gyro
was
ride.
like this. Look, they're like, look, we have a drone on Mars. We'll let you fly it for 5 minutes for $100, and you get to fly a drone on Mars around for $100 fucking for 5
Yes.
minutes. Exactly. You're like, okay, take my money.
You're not wrong.
100 Bitcoin. By God damn it.
100 Bitcoin. Damn, I have like a couple thousand Dogecoins. I mean,
That's what it would be. It would be 100 Bitcoin.
You're up to a couple thousand now.
where am I at?
Hey,
Like,
Mothman,
right now,
that
you
video
are
where
like
China
$1
did that 1,000
dollar.
drone thing, pretty sure that was fake. Yeah, I think I saw a bunch of videos where they were debunking China's ability to put 1,000 drones together to do art.
No,
Elon Musk is watching this podcast right now, and he's like, dollar.
I have 4.6 thousand Dogecoins. Come at me.
Whoa, you guys are talking about crypto? Dude, have you seen what Bitcoin just did?
Crypto went
Bitcoin went
crazy.
up to fuck. Is at 50
I call-
freaking 2, bro.
I
wish I put
called
more
my
money in that
brother.
shit.
I called my brother because he, all right, I'm gonna sound like the asshole. So like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, my brother called me and he goes, "Have you heard about Bitcoin?" I was like, "Yeah, where you been, bro?" And then he goes, "I'm really getting," and I was like, "Dude, you kind of missed it already. Like, it's so expensive now. Like you kind of missed the big wave where you could have made a lot of money." Of course, he went along and did it anyways. What happens? Elon Musk tweets about fucking Bitcoin, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I call my brother. I'm like, "Yo, do you still have that Bitcoin?" And he goes, "I lost the password." I'm like, "Motherfucker! He lost the password. He can't recover the fucking Bitcoin now."
Bitcoin.
he can. I'll bet he can.
I told him the same thing, but
because it's chained to your social security, man. They got your information. They can look you up. If you got it, you got it.
I was like, you need to get on. I was like, you. Yeah. I was like, whatever you do, you need to figure out how to get back into that damn wallet.
Because
I mean, they didn't link it like that back then, though, Nay. It was
Right.
at the beginning. At the beginning, it was just you had to own the code.
But
you
a year
didn't have the code.
A year ago though, if this was
about
a year ago,
it was about a year and a half ago.
Oh,
yeah. Then possibly he might have had to like use his social security for whatever he was using to buy Bitcoin.
I was on Reddit and I was watching a story about this guy talking about his friend. He's like, man, and just to think about it, about 10 years or whenever it came out, my friend. Yeah, that's crazy.
Why is there only 5 people watching?
He's like about 5 years ago, whatever. His friend bought a pizza for like 50 Bitcoin. And I was like, God damn it, man, how much money that's worth right now.
Yeah, dude.
And then you got people
It's
like
worth
me that mined up a couple of Bitcoin and sold it for like $20.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let me tell you something, guys.
I did nothing. I made $40 for it.
Wow.
You what?
Hold on.
A couple days ago, my audience has been like, "Nay, you should get into Bitcoin." I was like, "Okay, let me look at it." I was looking at it, and I was like, "Okay, I'd be stupid not to right now." So, because I got money, and I'm like, "Let me throw some money at this." I was able to put a good amount down about 4 or 5 days ago. I've already made $300.
There you go. Yeah.
I have like $200, a little over $200 on it, so I'm about to hit 100 right now. So,
Did you see how China, like a bunch of China people bought the China people? God damn.
China people. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Okay.
I'm on this podcast every Friday with this Mexican people. It's fucking awesome, man.
Okay. So in China, these group of people bought those new laptops with the RTX 3080s in them, and they set them all up to do fucking mining with the new fucking video cards.
I saw an article on that just recently.
Yeah, Mothman, I invested in Dodge memes. That's solid choice.
Yeah, dude.
Solid choice.
That's what I'm saying, Mothman. Dogecoins, bro. That's where it's at. What's up? I'm 100 bucks up on Dogecoin.
He said Doge memes.
Dude, my dad was like, "Why would anybody invest in Dodge trucks?" Like, shut up.
I put money in Ford.
And they're not Dodge anymore. They're Ram.
I bought some Ford stock for a second. I went up like not too much because I'm like, all right, and it's still pretty stable to where I bought it at, or like a little less, a little more than where I bought it at. So I'm like, all right, cool. I made like a couple bucks off of it, but I was negative this year because of some other stock I bought. I can't remember what.
I don't know. Everything I bought's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was only negative like $7, so I was. You know what's funny though is like I almost bought GameStop stock literally as a joke a long fucking time ago when it was like $9 or some shit, and I was like, I could be living life right now. I could be sitting here going, look at these peasants and their podcast.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Oh well.
That's how it works, right?
If you can't dodge it, ram it, yo. What's that new? What's that? Who has the TRX? That's Dodge, isn't it? Is it Dodge?
That's
Moth?
Doge. Doge. Pronounce it
Doge.
right.
Is it Doge or is it Ram? I'm pretty sure it was
Doge.
Or was it?
Yeah,
I think
Dodge. It's not Dodge anymore. The trucks are their own brand. They're Ram.
It's like a Doge is like, it sounds like you're describing a big turd.
There's the TRX, which I kind of
should have seen this Doge turd I fucking let out, dude. Man, this Doge turd is at least up 6% from yesterday.
Shit, dude. But I like the look of the TRX better than I like the look of like the fucking Colorado, the newer Colorados or Bisons. Yeah, and that's what I heard too. Is that the TRXs are kind of like and they're all trying to look like Raptors. Is what I keep getting told. Which is cool. I mean, Raptors look sick as fuck, but I don't want a Raptor.
Why not? Don't you want to
be
able to go anywhere you want to go?
I'll take
You
a
can't go
Raptor,
a-
a fucking
No, you can't.
bro.
I'll take a
You can't
Ford.
give-
I'll take a Ford Lightning. That's what I want. I'll take a Ford.
If
Lightning.
I can,
Okay.
so I have an O.
You know what that stands for? Fix
If
it
you want
again.
to burn as much gas as you possibly can on the freeway, then get yourself a Raptor.
Yes,
Right.
That's
Yeah.
about
So-
it.
I have an 07 Colorado. If the 07 Colorado could do half the shit that any of these newer trucks could fucking do, it's a Z71, so it's lifted. It's got some sweet ass tires on it. It's a good looking bike. It's a good bike. It's a good looking truck. So I'm like, if I could have my truck, but have it do what these fucking trucks can do, I'd be happy. But they made the Colorado. They made the Colorado look like
Which
worse.
is
I think Mothman. I agree with you. I always thought the Ridgeline looked like a pretty cool truck, but they don't make it anymore.
Are you kidding?
If you want something like the Ridgeline, you got to go with the Tesla truck.
Hey, down there at Skid Row, you like heroin, you put it in the palm of your hand, like,
You know, I never.
they follow you around and you put them up underneath a cardboard box, let them motherfuckers carry you around like you're fucking Roman and shit. That's what us meth heads do.
I never thought about it. The Ridgeline kind of looks like the Tesla truck.
Yeah, Erica Monkey, exactly, like a bitch truck. They made the fucking Colorado look more like a bitch truck.
If you notice, Elon doesn't have a lot of plans on his design of the truck.
Like, you can still, they still make it.
I thought they stopped making it.
No,
I just
like that. He's like, yeah, I don't fucking care.
I just got this game called Signal Simulator, which actually like uses signals that from frequencies and shit that they've got from space and shit like that. And it's spooky as fuck. And it's like you basically work on you're like this character dude that's working on like by himself.
SETI.
Yeah, he's working by himself at one of those giant like those areas where they have all those the satellites and shit like that, like looking for sounds and shit. It's spooky as fuck because of the fucking alien.
So it's like Starset, the video game.
Yeah. So
that makes me want to ask you guys something, dude, real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The SETI shit, and we're talking about the rover on Mars and all that landing. I'd like to see where my buddies stand here a little bit with this. It's kind of important. Do you really think that Perseverance is gonna fucking find aliens, dude?
Well, I think your definition of what aliens are is really the key here. They're not looking for fucking big green headed aliens. They're talking they're talking bacteria.
They're looking for bacteria.
Yeah, bacteria.
They already found that. They already found that 10 years ago.
They haven't found bacteria.
Not extraterrestrial. No.
Yeah, they haven't found
I thought
bacteria.
they found bacteria on an asteroid.
Later, Tim. Have a good one, man.
No, they found
Seems
markers relating to possibility of bacteria,
Yeah.
but they haven't found actual bacteria.
Oh, okay.
So what makes this different from that accidental?
Because
discovery?
they're specifically landing in one of the biggest lake beds on Mars, and obviously knowing water and how life on Earth, and so that's kind of the fundamental.
So it's
key
the
elements to
landing
life.
spot.
Correct.
It's
yeah.
the landing.
It's where
spot.
they're
Correct.
landing.
It's where they're landing. Yeah. So, but
But
it's not
one of
saying
the-
they're gonna find anything.
So one of the other
Let's say we do.
things that Perseverance is doing is it has a piece of equipment called the Moxie,
Yeah.
which is designed to it's gonna try and extract oxygen from the atmosphere, converting the CO2
They got
into
real
oxygen.
balls.
Yeah.
They got some real balls on that. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they got some
Real-
moxie.
But if the machine works and they're able to produce enough O2, that means that it will be viable for humans to land on the planet.
Correct. Yeah.
No one fucking lands
And
humans
not
anymore.
only that,
pal.
but to create oxygen,
There's
right?
not enough oxygen.
Yeah,
Not enough
to create oxygen.
it'll be like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Which one is that one? Not Eraser. Is it Eraser?
Eraser.
Total Recall.
No, Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta melt. We gotta melt this big piece of ice. We gotta get this big piece
So
of ice.
here's my perspective. It's
Sorry.
my perspective on it's like it's so hard to fathom the vastness of space in the universe. Literally, you're like from a human's mind, it's so hard to understand and grasp how massive the universe in general is.
And West.
And so it's hard to say, for me to say that how is it that there's not life somewhere else? And I heard someone recently was saying, I think it was, I think it was Elon Musk. He said it's scary. It's scary to know, one, if we ever find that life exists, right, on other planets, because we'd be like the ants, right? But it's also scary if there was no life and we're like the one and only thing.
The one.
Like, that's also fucking scary, you know? Both ways is scary.
But it's not provable.
I like to
but
think
it's not
everybody
provable.
here.
That's the problem with that theory. You can never prove that there's no life.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like there's life somewhere. There has to.
You can't prove a negative.
Exactly.
Let me put it this way: I would not be talking to you guys if I was not confident that you guys knew that there was life somewhere else in the fucking universe, or whatever the fuck we're in. You guys know it's out there. We wouldn't be here. You're smarter enough.
Well,
to know.
that is the idea, Mothman. Is they're going to build a lunar base for refueling and refitting. That's going to be,
if we don't go to war over it first,
as a platform to go to Mars.
Yeah.
So the Artemis program, which is currently being kicked off, I think the first lunar steps are going to be in 2024.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Can we get rid of these? I'd like
What?
to scuttle
That's
that
so
program
weird.
Wait, what? Sorry, what was that?
I want to get rid of Space Force. We could take that money for exploration.
So
we don't need space defense.
So here's the thing with Space Force.
Or we could take it over.
So
Hold up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Nope.
Yeah. Now
My
no clue.
okay, my upload shit just went to fucking ass. I'm trying to. All right, cool.
No, we can
Just
hear
making
you.
sure you guys hear me.
Yeah, so the thing with Space Force, and here's my understanding, there already was a Space Force. The only difference is all the different branches of the military had their version of it, and so they took all of those and put them together, and that's where the Space Force came along. So it wasn't that we weren't already spending the money. It was just that each branch was spending their money on their own, and they just put it together.
Yeah.
And
mind you, keep in mind, they unified it under one umbrella.
And keep in mind, from my opinion, as funny as it seems, I think Space Force is we should have been doing this a long time ago. If you take a look at what China has been doing, China has been deploying satellites to destroy other fucking satellites, which isn't supposed to be happening. Like, there's agreement that there's not going to be any kind of space war type shit, but China's out here. Like, recently, they took one of their killer satellites and flew it close to one of our spy drones that no one's supposed to know about. And they're doing that type of shit. So that's kind of where the Space Force idea, I think,
from what Elon said,
the last thing we don't want a Kessler event to happen.
It would break.
Sorry, what was that?
In that latitude.
We're guilty. We're just as guilty as China.
Oh, I agree.
It sounds like they're more like they're trying to defend against our spy drone.
Well, I agree in the sense that we're all spying on each other, but they're trying to they're moving more into like, hey, let's blow their shit up. So it's dangerous. Think about it. Imagine if all our satellites got blown out of the fucking sky. We would be screwed.
So there's actually a name for that. It's called Kessler syndrome. The Kessler syndrome states that if you destroy one satellite, then the debris from that will destroy a second satellite, and it will chain react and take them all out.
Thank you, Adam.
It's a Kessler event.
The James Bond movie,
Moonraker or Gravity.
Yes. Remember the end of it was just a bunch of dudes in spacesuits floating out in space, shooting at each other with laser guns. Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember how stupid that was?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you guys are talking about supporting right now. You're like, this is a good idea. Let's just put technology up.
So
they're making a video game based off of shit like that right now.
So the good idea behind Space Force is if we can get U.S. military budget to be used on space exploration, then that will advance us hugely. Like, NASA's budget is minuscule compared to what the military gets.
Yeah.
If you can
if we gave NASA 1% of our military budget, it would 100-fold increase their money.
Yeah.
Brother, let me ask you, what has the space program done for you besides tinfoil and Velcro?
Besides having the entire human knowledge base in the palm of my hand anywhere I want.
Yeah.
What, the space program did that for you?
The internet.
Yes, the space program is what allowed us to have these cell phones in
Space
our hands.
program made the internet? No. Space program didn't make the internet. I remember
DARPA made the
using
internet.
a 14. I remember using a little.
He's talking about cell phones.
GPS satellites. GPS satellites are what allow us to communicate around the entire world. We've got.
Who cares? We don't need.
We've got.
I don't need
We've got
that.
long range communication. All of
Who
that.
cares?
I like having the combined information of all of humanity in the palm of my hand.
Other soldiers so that they can locate their soldiers. I mean, who cares? Just think if we were thinking more globally like this. Yeah, we all need to be able to watch each other and put spy satellites up in the sky so we can blow them up. We need to have all this technology so we can track each other and kill each other. It doesn't even make any sense, man. Everybody would just... If we would just get back to organic gardening instead of worrying about fucking landing something on Mars, we'd be so much better off right now. We're wasting so much time on outer space.
So what if we plant an organic garden on Mars?
I miss the SR-71.
Do you know how much weed you could grow on Mars?
Look at all that land.
At 1/3 the gravity, I mean, you could grow buds the size of your head.
This is a problem. I want you all start saving your rotten vegetables and making your own vegetable compost. All right, that's your homework.
And we'll take them to.
I don't eat vegetables, so.
Well,
you know what?
Damn it.
If the cats don't piss on my yard as much as they're doing right now, maybe I will.
Man, I have a problem with not eating vegetables right now too, dude. It's wintertime. I blame it on wintertime, dude.
Yeah,
But
right now vegetables are just shit. So
I'm fucking eating meat, man. My freezer's backed up with deer and
Didn't
beef.
Lockheed Martin make the SR-71?
Yes, Lockheed Martin did.
When I was going to school, when I was going to college, I had this professor. He had to be 80. The smartest motherfucker I've ever met. But he
asked him how old
he
are
said
you, sir?
he said he worked on the SR-71.
Dude,
so
and
here's one of those.
They would like, they had everyone like doing different parts of it, so no one knew what was going on. They just had segmented, right? But this dude was crazy, man. He once told me when he was during that time frame when he was living out in that area that in the house he lived in, that there was like a captain or something that lived below him that would play poker all the time, and they'd be out late at night playing poker and screaming, and and there's not much you can do. And he was like, this is his story. He said he went and asked him and he wouldn't listen. And at the time, the houses they lived in these places that were like raised off the ground. So he said he took those little kiddie pools.
Never heard of it.
The little kid pools, and he put them under his house full of water, and then he grew ivy around the bottom of his house, so that the mosquitoes would fucking go in there, and the ivy would keep them in. And then he's like, and then once time went on, and I knew there was enough, he opened up the fucking mosquitoes in the middle of the night while they were out there, so that all the mosquitoes would because they were the only people out there at fucking 2 a.m. And he opened up the thing, and that the mosquitoes just all fucking came out and went down there. And then he goes, one time, he's like, they used to have their dog out there, and he would never shut the fuck up. And so he built a little handheld device that would send out that frequency that only dogs would hear. And so when the wife would come out and serve drinks and food, he would point it out there and point it directly at the fucking dog, and the dog would go absolutely apeshit and knock everything fucking over, dude. Dude, this dude was this guy, man,
that's like a dog button.
Yeah,
a fucking Mayhem button. I'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Awesome.
He had some crazy stories like that, man.
Great device.
Yeah.
Imagine if you did that to like a Great Dane. And just chomped your head off.
Yeah.
What I mean, you can still do that thing, that kind of shit today.
Works.
It's not. you take a 16-volt dog collar, shot collar, and then sew it inside a cushion in your lawn furniture or your porch furniture, and then when someone's sitting there, you turn on your fucking camera, your fucking security camera,
this shit out their ass,
and then buzz them. Yeah, it would work fucking like a charm.
Yeah.
You just charge your pillow up whenever somebody's coming over.
Yeah.
Hello, Taint.
Hello, Taint. Do you like your taint? They're like, huh? Oh my god!
I'm really in touch with my taint right now.
Well, see,
that's if you're lucky. If you're lucky, it hits the taint.
Yeah, you can watch the security
most
camera.
likely, it's probably going to hit the back of the sack.
Well, you have the kid fucking bring up some lemonade and shit. Lemonade hits the table. You're watching on the security camera. They pick up the lemonade. Lemonade. And as soon as it starts to go down the gullet, taint shot. All caught on security camera.
That's hilarious. Well, these are a lot of little things.
I get bored here. Oh, I get bored here. You'd be surprised at some of the crazy things that's rigged up around the little mini castle. I got misters. I got things that I know.
Gasoline.
I used to be.
Gasoline. Shh.
I used to make Halloween decorations that would stab you and cut you and make you bleed. They would open a door and it would swing out and there would be like a saw blade.
Oh man!
And you have to yeah, man. I used to do all kinds of horrible shit, and I would put tripwires outside my house, and so boxes would fall over when you hit the tripwire. I had this guy, Marshall, brought his kids over to my house, and he just let them run, and one of them hit the tripwire and just went face down on the concrete, and it was like, Daddy, I fell, I hit my face on the concrete. He's like, well, you can't go running around on other people's houses like that, son. And he ran all it's fucking flat on his face. I was like, man,
I bombed a marathon in Boston once. Ah!
Oh man!
Settle down now.
Come on, everybody laugh.
Settle down now.
Everybody laugh.
It sounded like that's where we were going with this.
No.
I don't know.
Let's go here.
Yeah, I don't know if we were
Like
going
Marilyn
that far.
Manson's getting in a lot.
Life I blew up.
Marilyn Manson right now. You guys aware of this?
Yeah.
Check this out. He's in a lot of trouble, and the girls are saying, "Hey, yeah, so I was dating Marilyn Manson, and he like tied me up and started doing weird shit to me," and I'm like, his name's Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. Have you not listened to his music?
Right.
I mean, you're dating a guy with Charles Manson's name. He picked that name. It's not even his real name. He chose it, and you think it would be a good idea to date the guy. Hilarious. How do they even have a case? Is that even a case?
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Yeah, so that's on the radar.
Apparently he's back in the news recently doing all kind of weird shit. I don't know exactly what, but it's got to be extra weird because he's got to be he's still in rock and roll. Marilyn Manson.
That's what he was just talking about.
All of his ex-girlfriends are accusing him of sexual assault. That's why he's in the news.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a week ago it started popping up. Yeah.
Oh well, go figure that.
Ex-girlfriend.
Sexual assault, my ass. Sexual assault is probably the soft term for whatever the fuck he's going to fucking.
He whipped her back. She's got photographs of her back. He tied her to a chair and whipped her. He held her captive. He did exactly what Charles Manson would fucking do to a woman. I mean, it was just common sense. This is what the guy was going to do to you. I mean, look at him.
It's kind of disgusting.
He looks like the kind of guy.
He does. You're not
when
wrong.
you think about him recently, have you seen recent photos of him too? It's not the kind of guy you really want to fucking like go home from a club with.
No, now he looks kind of like a cosplay podcaster that's kind of gone past his prime.
He looks like a slug.
Yeah.
He looks like a slug. It's like
a
his
Star Wars
chin-
character.
There's a straight line from his chin to his dick. Straight line.
Bro, I just saw
Weird.
yesterday. I just saw 17 videos that looked just like him on fucking Twitch playing video games.
You talking about me? Hell yeah.
Guy named Bobby.
Speaking of playing,
You should
speaking
see
of playing
Bobby.
video games.
Speaking
You
of
should see
boobies,
Bobby when he puts his makeup on and gets into character. Oh yeah.
Bobby makes me nervous. He's too fucking young. He's a military kid. He probably just went and did a fucking arms deal for Iraq before he just. fucking
Bobby,
came.
Dude, honestly,
nervous.
like I've been listening to stories and people that still go overseas to like just buy hella sacks of piles of just guns to sell them to other fucking armies. And I'm like,
if you have a veteran ID,
what was that movie?
get away
War
with a lot.
Dogs? Was it War Dogs? Were they those guys? That
I mean, there's that movie that movie is literally
Lords
about
of
like
War.
based on
Lords
real
of
life.
War
Yeah.
with Nicholas.
Oh, yeah.
It's real
first
shit.
person. Now,
Yeah.
let's give credit where credit's due. The first person that really pulled it off was Oliver North. He's the first war dog selling fucking guns behind people's back.
They really do though. Like military really do. They just leave all
Piece
those
of shit,
weapons,
really.
dude. And then you just go over there like some dude like me fucking just goes over there, fucking
So-
gathers them, pays this much money for all of them, and then like you buy them by weight, and then you fucking buy all that shit, and then you get it and you go, hey, I have this much of these many fucking like rifles and shit.
Speak up. Keep talking.
So no, hey
Dude.
Bobby. So no
Keep
shit.
talking.
I experienced how true it is of the U.S. just leaving equipment.
Yeah.
So when I arrived at our fob in Iraq, I received the motor pool and all of the equipment, and we signed for what was on site.
Yeah.
As I'm going through and I'm inventorying what stuff is mine, I come across a few things that aren't on my checklist. To include a 1988 M984 Echo 1 Hemet Wrecker. Is not on my hand receipt, is not on any paperwork. Nobody knows anything about it other than it's been sitting there. The last guy said it was sitting there, and the last guy before that said it was sitting there. So I get this piece of equipment. It is run down, doesn't start, doesn't drive, doesn't do anything. I completely rebuild the whole thing from the ground up. And I ran 12 missions in it, but I started doing some research and digging through Logza, and I found that it was filed in like 1992 as a field loss by the 82nd Airborne.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yep.
So they just left it in Iraq when
That's
they
how I
when they
buy
pulled out a
bootleg
Desert Storm.
flashlights from Ghana.
Because they said fuck it. They're like there's so much shit. We don't want to take all this shit. Or
So
like we couldn't. So they just said field loss. They said all
The
this stuff is
best
gone.
The best part was I started filing the paperwork to transfer it back to the States in my name, and it made it all the way to the NGB for the state of Oregon. I get a phone call from like some 3-star. He wants to know what is up with this buck sergeant trying to transfer a piece of equipment home from Iraq. It's like, I found it. Finders keepers, sir.
Hey man, this doesn't belong to anybody. I want it. It's mine, bro. What do you want?
Bobby, you knew I was joking about the no one's listening thing, right? I was just kidding.
Huh? I'm too drunk to even real.
Oh, okay.
Bobby, what game do you play on Twitch?
What's my Psycho Bobby? All one word. SYCO Bobby. Same.
Psycho Bobby.
No, what game do you play on Twitch?
Oh, what do I play on Twitch? Oh, dude, I'm trying to get fucking Call of Duty to work right now. Bitch hasn't worked for over a year. Right now, I'm gonna leave in a second because I want to play some more Signal Simulator and try to get more signals. But that's what I'm playing. I play a lot of For Honor.
Valheim.
For Honor.
Bobby,
Valheim.
I started
people have
playing
been playing
that,
Valheim. I should play that. But I play a lot of For Honor. I'm gonna start streaming Dying Light again.
For Honor, dude. I never
Dude,
have anyone to play For Honor with.
I played For Honor when it first came out on Xbox, and I kept playing it on Xbox while I was in Kansas after Korea. And I lived in Kansas. I played For Honor. That's how I built my initial community, was built off of For
Bobby's
Honor.
The new one's coming out soon, isn't it? Is it For Honor?
I don't know. Nobody knows quite yet. But I like if I'm playing by myself.
Pornhub /
Yeah.
guys.
if I'm
That's where we really, that's where we really get down.
if
you wanna-
I'm playing if I'm playing by myself, I try to play what game? Battlefield?
Have you played Battlefield?
Yeah, I got Battlefield 4 installed right now. I'm more than down to get the other Battlefields.
On the PC, right? You play all your games on the PC?
Yeah, now
nice.
now everything's on PC. But yeah, Battlefield 4 I played on PC. I'm so far behind, but I might end up getting one of the newer Battlefields. I know the new Battlefield
Everyone
6 is
Psycho
supposed to be
Puppet
coming out.
at Pornhub.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefront 2 recently.
I still haven't started it. I got it
Epic
for free when
Permit.
you told me about it.
It's a fun game. It's pretty chaotic. It's really it's very like it's gonna
the
be
Star Wars.
Yeah. It was free like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Yo, it's free." So I was like, "I went and downloaded it. I still haven't played it."
It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, man! You guys download pinball?
Hell yeah! I always be downloading pinball. I'm drunk. All right.
Yeah.
I'll
pinball's
fucking
fun.
send you my gamer tag on pinball.
Have you ever heard of a game called Quake?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, dude.
I think everyone's heard of Quake.
Hell yeah.
No, really? Have you played Quake?
I played Quake back in the day at like my cousin's house because I never had Quake myself in my own house. But Quake
He was
was
5
fun.
when Quake came out.
There
Quake's
was a
pretty old.
mod on the game. It was pretty popular. Joe Rogan used to play it. It was called
Half-Life.
It was called Quake Lithium 2.
Wasn't it a
had-
mod off of Half-Life?
Yeah, for Half-Life.
It was off of Half-Life
sure it
mod.
was,
It was
yeah.
cause, it was a mod off of Half-Life because that's how Counter-Strike came to be too.
What are you guys talking about? What?
So
So
the
Quake-
game Half-Life, and they
Yeah, we
used the
loved
game
it.
engine from Half-Life to make Quake. Quake came out like the original
We
Quake.
can't
Didn't it came out like in the 80s or some shit? It was a long time ago.
No, the original Quake did not come out in the 80s.
Quake came out a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure it was first. But
1996.
I'm saying that there
Okay,
was
yeah,
a
it was.
mod on Quake. It was called Quake Lithium 2, and it had a grappling hook. Okay, so the grappling hook looked like a little red laser beam, and you could shoot it out really fast. It would attach to something, and then it would grab you and sling you, and you'd release it, and you would fly at an arc
Kind of like
through the
Spider-Man.
air.
Remember like Contra? Remember? No, not
Crazy
Contra.
stuff. Joe Rogan used to play that fucking game.
No, they
See, that's why he had the T1
they
line.
referenced- They made because Quake had the whole Unreal thing, so they made Unreal Tournament when the original Xbox came out, and it was the same shit where it was supposed to be fast-paced characters running around, and then they had the grappling hook thing going on too. I remember that.
If
shit.
you go on, it's okay because you can go on YouTube and you can type in Quake Lithium 2 gameplay, and there's plenty of it on there. You guys can see it, so you can see what it looked like. It was so fast. It had a railgun, and everyone used the fucking railgun. And it was just like pop, 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 pop. It was a one shot.
Making me Jones for Spider-Man. Remember the old Spider-Man games, dude? On like fucking
Oh my
PS2.
God.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude.
My kid's got this like Game Boy thing that's got a bunch of emulated games on it. It's got a Spider-Man like fucking Game Boy game. Like,
Spider-Man one where you had to climb this goddamn wooden structure. It was like a Jenga fucking thing. You had to keep climbing it and just keep climbing. Fucking hated that shit. Fuck that game.
Who remembers? Who remembers 50 Goes West on the little Tiger Game Boy thing? Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
fucking
What?
somewhere.
So back in the day, before hand consoles were really big, it was Tiger. Tiger used to make these little handheld games that you can buy. So you go to the store and Tiger would have like, and they had 50 Goes West and a bunch of other little ones. They were really shitty games.
I remember like really shitty like handheld random games.
By the way, dude, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that fucking Spider-Man is out of my studio. That fucking thing.
Oh, that big ass Spider-Man, you mean? That should look dope.
No,
man.
wait. Wait until fucking the multiverse fucking happens, and then we have literally every Spider-Man ever coming through it.
Right.
Yeah, the multiverse the multiverse is about to happen in Marvel.
It feels like that's already happening already.
It
Like,
is,
you hear
'cause-
like 1,000 versions
Yeah,
of the
they
same
they did the
we're gonna have-
comic, the cartoon. So
We're literally gonna have what's his face? Is it what's the first Spider-Man movie
Peter
that came
Parker.
out? Peter Parker. So Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is happening.
Come on, bro.
And then
What up, Ted?
the
How you
Amazing
doing, man?
Spider-Man is happening, and then obviously the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and I think they're bringing
and
in
Miles. They're bringing Miles.
They're bringing Miles Morales Spider-Man. So like all these Spider-Man that have been since all the 2000s are gonna be in one fucking movie.
I like
It's gonna be great.
I like watching all the videos of Tom Holland.
I just hope they bring Gwen.
of
They
Tom
gotta bring
Holland
Gwen.
like talking about the movies and giving up shit he's not supposed to talk about.
Yeah,
Did you see that? He's always like accidentally leaking information he's not even supposed to talk about. So much so that they don't even give him the fucking script anymore in the movies.
Dude, I'd like to see fucking DC take on the movie industry a little bit harder because
They suck at it.
Like it or not, there's some DC characters that are fucking cool, man. Like Lobo. I don't know if you ever heard of Lobo.
Lobo.
But he's fucking intergalactic bounty hunter with muscles, and he only catches people with a fucking hook, like a meat hook and shit. Rides a motorcycle. It's cool as fuck.
Yes.
But you know, they don't spend any money on
There's
that. They
only
give it
one
to
Spider-Man
Wonder Slut with her fucking magic
dude,
tampon rope.
that newer Wonder Woman movie was like I watched it and I was like, this is a fun movie, but this isn't a movie that like I would be
liked
like
it.
that I was like this is a really good fuck action. I was like, no, this is more of like a fun ha movie. It's what it's trying to be. It wasn't trying to be like an actual like the newer one. The first one was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I was cool with it. This one I was like, I'm more having fun watching this movie because I'm taking it as more of a movie to have fun watching rather than like
That's a good one, Ted.
develop like they get immersed and develop like this whole character development going on in it.
There's only one Spider-Man, Toby. There's only one Spider-Man, Toby.
Is it true Nays Garden is sub
Nays Garden is sub D. Yes, Nays Garden is suburban delinquent.
Whoa.
knew
Hey, now, we're not supposed to tell everyone about that.
You listen to me, God damn it!
Honestly, I can't believe.
All sub D
nobody-
wants is a good meatball, bro.
Dilly,
mean, honest-
Dilly is such a character in live streams. He used to shoot his gun out his backyard.
Hasn't
in the middle of a
anybody
live
figured out the
stream.
real answer? The
I'd be shooting my
guitars,
gun
the
nonstop
beard.
right now if I could right now. I'd be out there just putting rounds out.
Billy would open the when he had the garage. He would open his garage door. He would take a piss, and then he would
And
grab
shoot
his
his gun.
gun and shoot it out his backyard.
Pop off
Yes.
2
That
rounds.
shit was fucking hilarious.
God, that's amazing.
That's how you
That's
put
what I'm saying.
That was so
Fuck
hilarious. Yeah. Oh, Billy.
That was like every Monday.
Yeah, that
Talking
was
about
good
the
times.
neighbor. Remember when I would shoot at the neighbor and he would shoot
That's
back
what
at me?
we were just talking about. That.
What?
Yeah.
Right? Exactly,
Yeah.
Mothman. The guitars, the beard. It all makes sense
makes
now, doesn't
sense.
it?
That's crazy. I'm not thinking back on that. Like, holy shit.
You used to have shootouts with your neighbor.
Yeah, I would talk it out with him. I'll be like, I'm gonna be live on the internet at 7 p.m. So I'm gonna come out around 8:30 and I'm gonna shoot my gun at your house. And then you can shoot back, right? Like just like make sure that the camera sees the blast. So aim the blast kind of at my back door, but don't aim at my back door so you don't kill me. And it would go off like a hitch. Boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang. And fucking they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out.
Mama Girl's having shootouts in his.
We knew that we weren't going to hit each other. It was kind of like fucking things. We were just like so fucking high and so drunk that we were just like, yeah, we got this. And it worked out. But we could have been made.
I still think like one of the best hangouts is we had these two guys who were working on their truck, and we didn't really know them too well, but they wanted to hang out, and they were working on their truck drinking, And they were like,
Yelling
yeah,
at
we're just gonna hang out and work on our truck. And slowly throughout the night, they got drunker and drunker and drunker.
Oh yeah.
And then someone was like, somehow
There were like pools of meat. They just ended up pools.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
floor.
But during it, somehow like tasers got brought up, and then one of them was like, "I have a taser," and then we were like, "You don't have a taser," and they were like, "I have a taser," and he went and grabbed his taser, and then we were like, "You wouldn't tase your friend," and then they were like tasing each other, and then like it got to the point where at the end of the night, one of them was like puking on the floor, laying down, while his friend, who's also drunk, is trying to build a beer can pyramid on top of him while he's puking. And then we were sitting here like, and then he blacks out. He stops. And we're like, yo, you need to put him on his side. And we're giving this guy like medical advice because he was so bad. And then it was like, oh yeah, we were like, you may need to call 911, my guy. And we were like, we need to end this stream, that kind of thing. It got that. And the next day they were like, can you take that hangout offline, please? Whoa. They're like, we can't have that on the. It was so. Yeah, so it's no longer on the internet, but my God, that was one of the best fucking hangouts we've ever had.
To your knowledge,
it was kind of like
no longer on the internet.
To my knowledge, exactly.
Between that one and Betty Boop.
Betty Boop. Oh, we used to have this guy, a friend named Goatfather, and he had like an alter ego puppet. And the puppet was a goat, and he would come on here and chat. And he did such an amazing. One time, Betty Boop showed up, and he tied her up.
There was cocaine.
There was cocaine. He tied her up. There was fire. There was a lot of things.
I remember that.
Yeah, there was a lot of things. That one I have. Dude. So if you go to my channel and you go to the live, I have the best of the other guys. That's on there. Yeah, that one's on there.
All right, cool.
Those hangouts.
There's a lot of Goats fits in with one of the classification.
That was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
That just kind of turned out weird, man. Like there's a lot of them too.
Tons. So we used to go
30 to 100 people that were like really fun and active in this live stream in this show, and turned out to be. And I'm not gonna say shit. Just got started shit. Something happened, some craziness, and it's always entertaining though. And they went out with a bang. All of them do.
We would go from sundown to sun up.
So this pot when we first started, we would go the full 8 hours. So YouTube only lets you go 8 hours in the Google Hangout. We would do the 8 hours. And then the Australian guys that used to hang out with us, they would start their hangout. So we would finish our hangout, and then we would go jump in their hangout. It's freaking.
You're a bunch of crackheads, just like me. I love it.
It was crazy.
Fuck yeah!
I feel like I missed out on so much.
Dude,
the golden age.
It used to get so crazy, man.
You missed out on an entire history of craziness. You missed out on the fucking red Vans embargo. You missed out on. Oh my god!
Because what I started watching. Anybody that motovlogged pretty much. I started watching, the tail end of 2016 into 2017, and then I got involved with you guys in 2018. Like that's where I showed up. As far as
I can tell when you showed up when you said you used to shoot at people.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're fucking way late,
dude. Like I remember seeing the because when you were talking about the Monday night and shit, I remember seeing like a live thing of that when I was in Korea. But I couldn't watch it because I was in fucking Korea, so my internet was shit when I was in the tunnels. In those tunnels, when I found you motherfuckers, I was in a tunnel, so I had to watch anything.
Booze and Bozo. You ever heard of Booze and Bozo?
Oh, I loved your Booze and Bozo stuff, man.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, you're late, man.
He had this whole clown thing, man. It's fucking great.
To talk to.
You know what? I have a video of Booze and Bozo on my channel.
Oh no.
Oh no, you don't have to. No, you don't have to show any of that.
I'll end up going back. Honestly, like what's gonna happen is I'm gonna I'm gonna play some Signal shit. I'll probably watch a video or something right now before I play Signal Simulator, but I'm definitely gonna spend tomorrow watching a bunch of random bullshit.
Yeah,
from this
look
fucking
at
shit.
the best of the other guys. That one was.
That's what
always
I'm
good.
saying. Is like I'm
One
gonna have
time,
to go
Billy,
through it.
Billy would do prank calls, and he called
Oh, that
Shade.
was so much fun,
He called Shade
Remember-
Tree Surgeon at the fucking bar. Well, he was at the bar, and he was like,
Oh yeah.
he was talking
No,
about
that-
being, dude. He was so nice, but Billy was like, if you want someone that can do prank calls, Billy is the king of prank calls. He called the prayer line one time. He called the prayer line one time. That was so good.
I remember I called the fucking I called this wrecker service and they claimed that one of their trucks was in the middle of this interstate with a baby
Remember
on
the
it.
camel?
Yeah, I did the camel thing. That was fucking good.
Thing
I saw
great.
another record service telling them I had I need a camel toe, and they never fucking understood.
We have Billy's prank calls are on that video too, man. Some of those are
Oh
just
my
so damn good.
I'm so excited to watch that now. Holy
Yeah.
fuck!
Let me tell you something. It doesn't get any better than the shit on that chat, that Omega chat. Do they Omega?
Oh, that's
Oh,
yeah. Remember, okay, let
Have
me
you
tell you
seen-
the worst that ever happened though was a local thing. It was real. It got bad. Where I was on the other, or no, not the other guys. It was a Monday night where we had like 1,000 viewers, and I did this prank call to a local record service, saying that one of their trucks was in the middle of the interstate, and the record driver had a baby strapped to his back, and he was throwing beer bottles at passing cars. And these motherfuckers believed me, and it went on for like a week, man. And it started like I had an investigator call me about my Google number that I used on Google Voice to do the fucking prank and shit. It was a big deal before I got it all. Before it snuffed out. It was so I stopped doing it after that. That was when I stopped doing it.
That's a pretty gnarly fucking prank, bro.
Yeah.
That would make sense that you would stop.
Well, the fucking record service was done. They're fucking rednecks. They're like, do we have fucking another truck? I don't know if we had another truck. One of our drivers have a baby? I don't know. And they fucking tried to battle with us for like 4 days. Like, motherfuckers, come on. Just drop it.
These
Oh my
hangouts
God.
used to get pretty crazy. Now you can't do anything on YouTube without being demonetized or being freaking your channel
Banned.
man. Yeah, or banned.
Me and Adam gotta cock our guns off
I don't know.
screen.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
How, I don't know how some of these videos are still up because some of that shit has been. Some of the stuff that happens crazy.
Yeah, that's where like these days it's a different day and age. You got to think about what you do before you do it live. That's for sure. There's got to be a storyboard.
It's also before all the music demonetizations, before they did the copyright strikes. Like, it used to be like, oh, you can play. I think it was 30 seconds of a song before they would
Right.
15 or 30 seconds before they would strike you. So you would just time it. You'd be like, all right, boom, cut it off. You know.
I would do that. I would do intros to my podcast. I would start with any song, any rock song. It didn't matter, and I knew I would just fade it out, and I would be fine. And then the first time they got me, I was like, oh man, you guys, okay, I see where this is going, and that was just the beginning, bro. It's copyright strikes, and then oh yeah, you can't say this word, and then it was like you can't have this idea. You can't say the word Syria in a title. You can't say this word. You can't say that word. And then it was going after entire groups of people.
Unless you're
you can't say
CNN,
you're
CBS,
anymore.
or a big
Same
fucking
thing.
media
Right.
conglomerate.
They can play the same
I
stuff.
was literally I have a video that I've been watching. You guys ever watch this guy named Tom Scott?
Who's Tom Scott? This is my babysitter.
He's got a huge
I was thinking
channel.
about Joe Scott.
Well, I'll show. He has a
I was thinking
video.
of Joe Scott.
He has a video that he just put out, and here's the title: YouTubers have to declare ads. Why doesn't anyone else? And he's
Tom
talking.
Scott, he's
right.
Yeah,
a smart guy that does like hour-long,
yeah,
like live.
Yeah, he
TED Talk type shit.
Dude,
that guy's
he's
great.
really smart, but he does like I haven't seen his longer stuff, but he does really interesting videos on like different things. But this one, it's a video really questioning why is it that as a YouTuber you have to declare this is a sponsored video, or if you want to put a product in your video, you have to say here's a video, blah blah blah. This is a sponsored product, But if you are on mainstream TV, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. You could just put products in your videos left and right, and you don't have to tell anyone that it's a sponsored video. It's a really cool video where he talks about that.
That's not true. If you're on mainstream TV, you have a network that fucking sanctions all that. Of course.
The point is, why is it that YouTubers have to do it? Why do the small people have to do that? Why don't the bigger? He's basically saying, hey, look, he's not saying it's a bad idea that you shouldn't say, hey, because I think it's a good idea because people are easily fooled, right? But why is it that the bigger channels don't have to do that? The big TV channels don't have to be like, hey, guys, this is a sponsored product. This is, I don't know. It's
I've noticed, especially living in Tennessee, these people are fucking dumbasses. The people in Tennessee, West Virginia, around this area, dude, the stigma is real, man. It's fucking ridiculous. And they're dumb, and they only, whatever they have to teach them or tell them what's going on in the world, or whatever thin source that they have, whichever source it may be, is what they use. And that's what they take into consideration, and that's what they take as the truth, these motherfuckers. And that's why all these sons of bitches are running around with rebel flags on the back of their goddamn truck saying, QAnon, bitch, because they can only afford slow internet. And the only thing on the internet that they can fucking stream is fucking Billy Bob's QAnon channel on fucking YouTube.
Just
end up fucking
just real quick,
interdimensional
beans.
Yeah.
So good. I was just gonna say, Days, appreciate you hanging out and joining. So, but don't feel like, I know it's your timing. I don't know where your time might be a little bit different. Oh, you're in California. Your time's early
He's
too.
in California. He's in California.
I think his interaction with Billy. I'm thinking he's
Speaking of people that don't need to stay
you have
here,
to stay.
I'm gonna go because I'm leaving. I'm gonna go play a video game before I go to sleep. I gotta go to my granduncle's funeral tomorrow. I'm gonna go stand there.
You're gonna go
wait, I'll bring it down.
The internet.
It's
I'm
219 years.
I'm gonna stand there like this and salute the motherfucker while he gets fucking lowered into the grave.
Oh, brother, it's nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too, Nays. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the talk. By the way, it was good talking with you guys. It was definitely a different vibe today when we first started. Especially, I loved it. You guys are all amazing. Love you all, and Nays. I really do appreciate your company.
Good night.
And one last thing, can I just remind you, if you ever pop into my podcast, I am playing a character on there. So just remember, if I don't know you're in there and you pop in, and you might catch me off guard, just remember that it's an act.
Nays, I am a character, so don't even trip.
You people aren't who you really are on the internet.
I'm not actually like this, JK. I'm always like this. It's just to hide my inner sadness.
I just like to bury it deep inside.
I just hide my depression behind this veil of brown man.
Because I don't know how to use the internet.
Because I don't know how to use the internet. My president says I don't know how to use the internet. Why am I here? A white man set up my stream for me.
That is so important, everyone. And we have come for full.
I will always go full circle. I can't say words. I'm drunk because the white man also believes I'm a drunk, and I don't know. Anyway, bye. See you later.
That proves you're mostly Indian.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
that kid's
that's
Indian.
hilarious. Yeah,
all right, later, boys.
So, anyways, I'll probably gonna end it here too. So, you guys have been awesome. Whoever's still hanging around, appreciate it. Catch us next week. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you stopping by. It's been definitely a good conversation. It's always good to have new people on here with new ideas and new viewpoints, and all that good stuff. So, Make sure to go check him out. And you know what? Let me link your channel real quick. Actually, let me throw it in there.
I'm on 19. I broadcast 19 YouTube channels at the same time.
Oh,
they're almost
shit.
all of them are called.
Oh, wow.
Just to 6 Ben Shader channels on Facebook at the same time. All of this goes on at the same time, 3 times a day, NorCal time, morning, noon, and night. In fact, I'm gonna go live. I'm like a crackhead on live as soon as the show's over. And it'll be viewable on my website too, naysgarden.com.
Nays Garden. Let me bring that up. Hold on.
What do you talk
NAYS.
about on these?
We get high. I smoke a lot of cannabis. I make a product called triage oil. I tell people how to make that. We talk. I'm not a very political person. I'm like.
Oh no,
I talk about it.
Friendly. I mean, I got my medical card here.
Cool.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
It's an open forum of obnoxiousness. I play a character, so I get into character, and I do a lot of different voices and characters on the show, and you know, and then I sing and oh, Alex Jones.
You got that voice down so
inner
good, man.
Shifting aliens. Something. Our water purification systems are possibly the best, and our iodine samples will be of the highest quality.
You do sound like him.
He sounds just like him.
Yes.
We mine them we find the darkest, deepest caverns underneath the Alaskan Ocean. Let me tell you something. It is the finest quality iodine that literally survive a nuclear blast. You could be in the center of a nuclear blast. My iodine will protect you. You're going to want to get the water filtration. You're going to want to look at our protein bars, our protein shakes, and definitely snort only half a line of Super Male Vitality. And for you ladies out there, Super Female Vitality will keep you going all day. Now, when I snort only half a line of Super Female Vitality, I also feel like a lady all day. Let me tell you, it keeps me going all day. I can only do that for
you
so
got
long.
it so good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
that let me tell you something, like, really got
yeah,
me,
yeah,
too. Like,
he's got it
that's so
down,
weird.
man. Well, we definitely appreciate you stopping by, man. It was good. I'm glad Billy mentioned you, and it was definitely a good time.
You.
Anytime, man. You bored on a Friday night, you want to hang out? We're here.
Oh man, I would love to come by. I would love to.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Had a lot of fun.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, guys.